What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of the Aggressively Average Angler podcast. Tonight, we're actually going to stick to our name, and we're going to be aggressively average with our budget instead of being. Somebody said we were the aggressively affluent anglers at some point in time. That was a sick burn, by the way. So shout out to that person.
Scorched.
Because we were reviewing a lot of really expensive kayaks. I've put out some videos. I've put out the apology on our behalf. Yes, I apologize for that. Guess what, you guys? We're pretty stoked on this. We have a bunch of budget kayaks and inflatables that are coming in the mail right now, including one that everybody has requested that we have ignored your requests on. They have fallen on deaf ears, and mainly because I guess we thought we couldn't get a hold of it. We demoed one really old one a long time ago, and it's the Pelican Catch Mode 110 specifically. We are getting it with the rudder and the transom adapter, so we can actually add a NT300 to it. So we will have one of the most popular budget fishing kayaks in-house. We're going to review it. We're going to score it properly. It's going up on the website and everything. But I wanted you guys to be aware. We also have some Sea Eagle products coming in. We've got a Lifetime kayak coming in. Y'all, we're going to lean hard on budget products. And that is really what today is all about. So we want to talk about fishing on a budget. If you want to save some money, things are expensive. We get it. You saw iCast and you're like, oh, cool. More things I can't afford. That's what I said too when I saw that stuff. I was like, oh boy. I love Hans and everything he does with Bonafide Native, but when I see $4,600 for a pedal kayak, I go, ooh, we're back to Hobie numbers. Gotcha. So yeah, tonight is not about those things. It's about the things way down the spiral, right? We're going way lower on the budget spectrum. So we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to go through tonight. We're going to get into it. I just wanted to shout out our members. Shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Members Only Live. The next one is on August 11th, and it's a Tuesday, and it'll be at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do some giveaways, so you should be there. It'll be a blast. That's all I got. I don't think we have any other news right now.
Yeah, we do.
Way out. Oh, what are you talking? We do have news. The things we are wearing. I don't know. Some guy got mad in the comments that I talked about him too much. But we have a collaboration with a Shigan brand going on right now. Limited run of these two shirts that we're wearing. I'm so glad we're wearing opposite ones.
Yes.
We have Ned Rig Nerds, which has my little craw buddy right here. If you're listening, I want you to get visual in your head right now. There is a green and purple craw on a Ned Rig jig that is writing nerds on a board. And then Paul is wearing the flip around and find out shirt.
I have to flip mine because mine is
yours mirrored?
I think mine's mirrored. How do I?
Is mine mirrored?
I gotta figure this out.
Yo, Steven is in the gym. What's up? All right, what are you doing today in the gym? I would love to know. What is your workout, bud?
Respect.
Literally let us know. Also, appreciate you watching from the gym. That's awesome. Hand of Judgment says not mirrored, Paul. Is it just you seeing it mirrored?
Maybe it's just what I'm seeing.
It's
good.
Just you.
Okay, right. Well, here it is. So it's the flip around and find out.
Yep.
You get you get a skeleton in waders and then a Shigan Smalley hat. He's in the great outdoors and he's flipping a black and blue jig under a log, and it says flip around and find out. These are available in hoodie. Both of them are. They have a chest logo and then the full logo on the back. And I will tell you, the merch that we have been selling, the t-shirts are nice, but you have to go a size up. They tend to shrink, and they're kind of like a tight fit. These shirts are way better quality. They're thicker. They're just really high end. And get whatever size you normally get. They fit really nicely. I like a baggier fit, so I'm wearing an XL. But what would normally fit me is probably a large, but I like mine. I like a little more room, a little spacious. And then the hoodies, though, you do go a size up, but their hoodies they're really quality. So we've been wearing them for years. So I get an XL every time in the hoodie, and it will shrink. You wash it one time in hot water, and it will literally shrink. So, do that.
Go up. But you get a pocket logo on the hoodie. I always thought that was cool. So you get the craw on the Ned Rig Nerds.
With the chalk.
With the chalk, and then on the flip around find out, you get FAFO on the front. But
I love it. I love it.
These are sick. They are a limited supply, so get them while you can, and we appreciate you for checking them out.
Yeah, and it does help us out, but it also helps out Shigan, and Shigan is somebody that they're ingrained in the culture, like the fishing
Mhm.
culture, and specifically, obviously, smallmouth is their thing. But they're everywhere. You'll see them at the smaller trade shows. You'll see them at the big trade shows. You'll see them at all the tournaments. They support Kayak Angler Series. They're just really good people, and they're kind of the backbone of like the fun culture that is hardcore river fishing. So respect on their name. We want to help them out. They want to help us out, and they dusted off our old stuff, which I still like our old stuff, but this is way cooler.
They cleaned it up, man. They cleaned it up. Also, Steven's doing upper body day. Let's go.
I'm gonna do my chest day tomorrow. I can't wait.
Did,
I love chest day is like dessert for the week.
Right. Today was back and biceps. Chest day tomorrow. So
yeah,
good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's get into it, y'all. We got to talk about saving some money and stuff and things. But before we do that, we should probably get warmed up. Okay.
So we were talking about this before the show started. American culture. We like our food. We like our cheese. We like our bacon. We like to we're like, oh, a burger. We'll add cheese and we'll add bacon.
A little fromage.
Like, fromage on my garbage. Like that's what we do. And so I would, I think we've gone too far. I think some things we've gone a little too far. We've Americanized things that didn't need this, and they're actually
the heck out of it.
I think some things are better without the cheese. So my challenge to you is, what foods are better? I'll say without the cheese or without the bacon. What things are better without?
Number one, without cheese. Tacos are better without cheese.
It's not close. It really isn't even. It's not close. I would also
go to Mexico. Get tacos. They will not put cheese on them.
Any burrito,
and you'll be like, "Thank you."
Dude, when I go to Chipotle, I do not get cheese on my burrito bowl. I stopped years ago. I haven't done it in probably 3 or 4 years.
No, you just don't need it. Like once you get actual authentic Mexican food. So I spent a week in Bucerias, and we just walked the street. We're like we were not at a resort. We were in town. So like walked like that. It's basically a hill. You walk all the way down the hill to the beach. It's really cool. And you walk through town to do that. So you like stop at a cool little pollo place. Yeah, you like grab a drink and walk with it. You can like get tacos everywhere. So I probably ate, 50 tacos in 4 days. And I had a goal. I was like, every day I'm eating like 5 to 10 tacos. Of
course. How much birria was on your toes?
A lot. And it was excellent, and nobody ever put cheese. Like not a single one of those tacos had cheese on it, and it was amazing. So I go with that.
I think James the Fisherman makes a good call. It depends on the cheese. Spaghetti and meatballs. You know what? I do a little parm, but it's got to be that dry. It's got to be that dry, super salty parm, and that's it. Right. And I do not need it mixed in. And I'm not a big
mozzarella.
It's funny. I am not a carbonara fan. I do not like. I'm not like the white sauce with all the cheese and also the bacon. It's not for me. I can eat like a little cup, and then I'm like, what I really wanted was spaghetti meatballs. That's what or ravioli. That's what I wanted.
It does sit extra heavy on the belly,
like a ton of brick. Maybe it's just I'm old, but like it hits me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. Yeah, I don't. And like steak, when I see the bacon on the steak, that's a no-go.
When they offer toppings on the steak,
no.
I'm like, just tell me you don't know how to cook a steak. That's all you're saying. That's all you're saying.
Why are you hiding the steak? Don't hide the steak from me.
Because the steak is gross, so I covered it in mushrooms.
I'm here for the steak, my man.
Yeah, dude. Get out of
here. Nobody XN7NM. Thank you very much. 1, for being a member, and 2, I'm glad you like the shirts. They're rad. I think they're really cool. I'm really happy with how they turned out. They look cool.
These shirts are definitely better without cheese. Just
honestly, we did no bacon is needed. Yeah, no like some things are better. Burgers with cheese and bacon. I feel like we've upped the game. Like that's okay. Yeah, 100%. Jalapeno poppers. Yeah, you add a little cheese. You got to add bacon. Like
but sushi. Why do we have to put cream cheese in every freaking sushi roll?
I'm putting a gauntlet on to.
Can we stop? Like I went to Black Pearl in Ann Arbor. I don't know if you've been to that one, Paul.
Oh yeah,
but so it's pretty nice. They had like 5 options for sushi. I pick out 2. Every one of them was like tempura, fried, or cream cheese, and I was like, I kind of just want like a fresh roll, like just nice, fresh. Raw fish, not a ton of extra
sashimi.
Stuff. Yeah, because it's a fancy restaurant. Like they can do it pretty nice. But yeah, freaking cream cheese. in that.
James,
I couldn't get away from it.
What are we doing? James the Fisherman has it right. Baked potatoes, a little butter, a little bacon. Yeah, I feel you. You put a little cheese on there. Okay, yeah, we're doing good. Now, filet, I hear you. You need a little fat on there. Okay, I love filet. Filet is actually my favorite steak, or if not a porterhouse, one of the two. Those are my favorite steaks. I don't like the bacon. You know what I don't like about bacon fat specifically? Like, it totally changes the flavor. It erases whatever flavor of the thing you were getting, and now you're just getting bacon flavor. So I don't know. Hey, look, Boar, I'll fight you over that one.
Robin's coming in hot, dude.
Hey, everyone has their own take. That's but right. I don't think
that's right.
Here's the thing about what I like about filet is that you can get a 4-inch fillet, like a big, tall fillet. It's really easy to get cooked perfectly. And you can't always get that. Like finding an extra tall, like strip. I love strip, but you can never get like a 4-inch strip. You can go find at most restaurants, like decent restaurants, like a good giant fillet. That's why I like the fillet. Also, fillets are really good. They're almost better cold the next day. And if you can hold off, saving the fillet for the next day and eating it cold is like elite. But yeah, strips right up there. There's not a lot of bad steak. There's not a lot of bad steak.
I mean, unless you know how to cook it and then you cover it in cheese. All right.
All right, moving on. All right.
So we got Grimy Fishing said he just arrived at the river. And if he doesn't catch fish, he's blaming us.
That's fine.
Fair. Listen, if you need a scapegoat, we'll be your scapegoat.
Yeah. We'll be your cheese. This is why this
will be your cheese to your steak that
I'll be your bacon. It'll be all right.
All right. Anyways, let's roll into the show now. We can do
so that. We're talking about budget. I have a couple of different sections, topics we want to cover. One, I want to talk about some ways that how can you tell, like, is this a good deal or is this not a good deal? And I'm not talking about like, oh, it's on sale all the time. Like, there's a couple of different things. We'll touch on those. I want to do that, and then I want to talk about, hey, here's some tips for saving a little bit of money. Like, here's some ways that you can go about doing that. When we're talking just fishing in general. And then at the end, I want to talk about some brands that they're pretty much always delivering value. Like the way they make the product, the way they sell the product, the way they market it, where they sell it. We'll do that. What are some good choices? And then we'll talk about some brands that are maybe not good choices. Like, hey, if you go this route, you're always paying a premium, right? And so usually we talk about value. Today we're talking about low cost. So I'm talking about not just max value where like, oh, I'm willing to pay more. We're talking about like, no, I just want to save the money, catch the fish, get in, get out. It's as many fish, as much fun as possible per penny. That's how we're looking at today's show.
Exactly. Well, gone fishing XYZ. We're gonna get into stuff like Zoom for sure.
And we will take comment section because we will definitely forget some things. So we want to hear from you guys and some hacks that you guys have discovered. So we will be relying on chat quite a bit. All right. Let's talk about some ways that like if you're at the store and you're like, am I paying too much for this product or not? Like, what are some ways that you can figure that out? I know this is my personal one. Like right from
you're gonna say packaging.
It's the packaging, dude. When you go and you see that the packaging is like made out of hyper premium materials, that it's like double coated, that it's taking up a whole
sleeve.
Yeah, it's taking up all the space on the shelf. Even if the company's not doing it on purpose.
Right.
What they've done is by over packaging it, they have to pay for that packaging. And that packaging, you don't save any money. That is all passed on to you. That's part of their cost of goods. So that's right down to the consumer. So every time you see a big, huge pack, a lot of wasted material, super premium, some kind of sleeve, like, oh, everything's like double sleeved. Like anytime there's a bunch of air. So when you see those, oh God, we'll get to this. And when you see those urchin baits and they're in those big boxes, all those big boxes, that's air they had to ship. And right now, the reality of the world, the way it is, shipping costs are probably higher than the cost of materials. So anytime there's a waste of space, they paid for that in shipping, and that went to you as well. So packaging for me is like an instant giveaway. The next up, I think, this is a good point. He says, when my credit card company calls me to confirm the purchase, that's a red flag. That's a red flag, I would say.
Quite the red flag, I would say. It depends on what you're purchasing, but yeah, that's definitely going to come up a lot. And like, just to tag on the packaging, I actually I think we should call out a few. Like, what are some good examples of crazy packaging that is driving up the cost? I don't want to pick on them because they catch a ton of fish, but I absolutely will. Berkeley, the Meba. The Amoeba pill bottle is huge.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's shipping a lot of air. Like you said, it has a little wire frame in there. So it's
Yep.
like added metal that wasn't
Yep.
really necessary.
Mhm.
And then their
Crush
new,
City. Crush
I
City
was gonna say
has
them
yeah.
or like the new Lab series from Berkeley would be another
Yes,
good series.
absolutely.
That
No,
little
I called
booklet
it
and
out.
stuff.
I called it
Yeah.
out instantly. Yeah, there's no question about it. I think
Yeah.
Megabass, they have like nice packaging. They have finer materials. They have like a
Right.
foil on behind all their print on their packaging. Um, and that one's kind of a no-brainer, right? So
Yeah. Yep.
that's a good part of it. And then the people that like don't care. So the people who does a really good job, like Strike King, bare minimum. Their jigs, they're not even packaged half the time. They're stapled to a piece of cardboard and hung on the peg. Like that tells
Yeah.
you what you need to know. Like they are driving every little ounce of value. If the jig comes in a bag, like a little baggie, and it's
Yeah.
not like super high end print, it's not super big. Like
Yeah.
they're not trying to market you out of the product. And like this isn't
No.
to call out the companies, but it is to call out like what to watch out for. Like, is this a
Right.
good deal or not? Regular price.
Well, is the packaging essentially pushing a ton of marketing, right? Like Guggen was big on the scene for that originally. So when you saw the original Guggen packages, the cool thing about it is it kind of drove the rest of the industry to like make cooler stuff. But at the same time, you know there's a lot of money going into that packaging. So 6 cents, somebody called out, that's enough one you could definitely throw in there in the mix. Yeah, and then there are some that you look at the packaging, you're like, okay, this is artwork. This is like something I'm gonna want to hang on to. I'm gonna want to hang this on a wall. So of course, it's gonna cost a lot more. JDM, a lot of the
Did we just lose Jeff? I feel like we've lost Jeff. He went full on robot on us and then he dipped out. But he's gonna call out JDM packaging, and we see this all of the time. Like they have this like really high-end packaging. Sometimes it'll come. Someone called off, yeah, Jeff's fixed. Somebody called us out, OSP. Now the Do Live Beaver, yeah, they're like they absolutely have a lot of packaging. They also have like some special editions. And like I think one bait I bought came with like a water bottle holder keychain thing. Like if you're getting free stuff with the bottle, like that's not good, right? You paid for that, even though you didn't. It's not included in the cost of the bait. I think another way that you can tell, hey, if I'm paying too much, is like what retailers. Oh, like where? Oh, is he back?
Wow, that
Yeah,
was interesting. My screen flashed and then the internet went out on me. So yeah, like flickered for a second. I was like, that's weird. And then 2 seconds later, I got booted. So
you
I'm
were.
glad it didn't kill the stream.
Yeah, you're still alive. We the live is still live, so that was good. But yeah, I
Yay.
talked about like JDM packaging. I talked about like OSP. Sometimes like I think one of the special edition baits I got like
Yep.
came with like a water bottle holder. Like it's you're paying for that. You know you're paying for the marketing. I think another place too is like where are they selling this stuff? Like that's always a big one for me. So like if the bait's available at Walmart, direct from their company only, online retailers only, basically like ollies, right? Like if you can find them at these like bargain bin places, that tells you that like either one, this particular bait like is on clearance or it's like leaving, right? That's good. But also like if the company you're buying it from is marketing to the low cost angler to begin with, so if you've got your Walmarts, your Myers, your just general department stores, more often than not, it's not going to be too bad because they can't afford to be charging extra because they know that their customers expect the lowest possible price. And that tells you a lot of what that would help you as well. Like, where are they selling this thing? If you can only get it direct from megabass.com, if you can only get it from super high end retailers, then yeah, there's a bunch of margin built into that product as well.
And I don't know what else I missed, but yep, I agree.
I think the other thing too is like if you are low count per pack, like whenever the count per pack is starting to fall off,
Yeah.
like I think the best counter example is big bite baits. Big bite baits, you're getting 10, 25 in a pack, right?
You're thinking net
Young,
baits?
no,
Big bites
big
is
bite
usually
baits.
like
No, big bite baits is high count, but like it doesn't last forever. But there's always a high
yeah.
count with big bite. Um, and they're always the
I'm thinking about
Walmart.
the dinger
The
pack.
Young Dinger is another one.
That's what
Perfect
I'm
example.
saying.
They have bulk packs, right? They're literally
Yep.
trying to give you the biggest pack of the bait that you use the most. Like these are good examples. Like anybody offering that, Megabass is not offering a bulk pack. It's just not
Right.
happening, right? Even like your Berkeley's, like your Max Sense, like they're never offering you a 20 pack, right? So I think
Yep.
there are some exceptions. We'll talk about one later, which is Z-Man, right?
Mhm.
And like mule fishing, right? But
Yep.
for the most part, if like it's a low count, but the retail is still like kind of same thing, like there's margin in there, man. And it may be a unique bait. There are some baits that are really unique. But again, it's still not going to be a good value. It's just not. Like buying one bait for $25 and an urchin is not a good value.
No.
It may catch fish.
Even if it's TPE, because you can still lose them.
You can lose one. Just losing one, right? So
Yep.
I also think that none of those are a great deal. Like you're not getting a deal. When you compare that to what is a great deal, so a great deal being like a pack of Yum dingers, 4-inch
Mhm.
dingers for like $5-6, and you're getting a 10-pack. That's great.
Well,
50
a
cents.
great deal is a 50 pack for $20. Or
Absolutely.
the bulk TRD packs from Z-Man would be another great example.
Yes, we'll get to good brands that you can rely on, but I guess
Yep.
when you compare one urchin bait to the gold standard, which is, I think the gold standard is a pack of Yum Dingers or Zoom Flukes, like those are going to be your like always a good deal, always
Yep.
considered one of the best deals. The only people who are beating that deal are like cheap knockoffs where it's probably not even worth it. Like those, they're so bad it's not worth it.
Yeah, and then I would also throw in there low durability lures.
We should talk about durability.
So durability is a problem because you might get. I mean, it depends on the brand, right? It depends on the product. So the Meba, for example, is a low durability urchin that you get 1 to a pack. That's rough at $15. And then you look at Kitech.
Flatworms.
Flatworms, another good one. Again, Berkeley flatworms, flat out catch
Max
fish.
Scent. Yes,
absolutely catch fish. You'll blow through a pack.
They are so soft, dude. They are so soft.
That I fly through their flukes, but they are amazing at catching fish.
They are.
Kitech, right? Kitech, very, very expensive for a plastic.
Love them.
They're fantastic, but they're also extremely soft, not durable at all.
Yep.
So you're going to blow through them. So that's one of those things where you can look at now you get so many more brands coming out with TPE material. You got Z-Man with their Elastec. Now they have sinking Elastec, so you get some different varieties in there.
Finally.
That stuff holds up a lot longer. So the cost per bait is stretched further, pun intended, because it's a stretchy bait. But it will last you so much longer.
It is funny.
Not going to rip. So
a Z-Man bag, they even say right here, they'll say 10 times tougher. That number is pretty accurate. These almost all Z-Man packs come around $5, right? Now the counts are all different. These chatter spikes are really big. These are a 5-pack. I'm telling you right now, you can get a full season, a whole fishing season out of 1 pack. The average angler can get a whole season out of 1 pack. You tell me, this is not a jab at Yum. I love Yum, but Yum Dingers, they're almost the same price.
Yep.
We get a full season out of that, or we get 3 or 4 if you're catching fish.
If you get the bulk,
you get 2 or 3 fishing trips out of a regular pack. Now, look, getting 5 times this for $20 is a phenomenal deal. I have right down here the bulk packs. Jeff and I use the bulk packs of their dingers. I have 4 or 5 of them right here. They're the best deal. That is like the best deal going.
They're insane. And again, it's not to say that Kitech isn't worth it or that Max Scent isn't worth it. We feel it is, but if we're strictly on a budget, whether it's worth it or not, it's not attainable for a lot of people. So that's really kind of what we're leaning on right now. So 100%, the flatworms, for example, the Max Scent flatworms, I agree with you, man. Like sometimes they just flat out catch when nothing else will.
I do it.
Yep.
I do it absolutely. There are some baits that I think are worth it. But again, we are speaking to like, hey, how do I catch the most amount of fish, the highest number of fish for the least amount of dollars? Feel me?
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about.
Feel me? That's exactly what it is.
Yes. So let's talk about rods and reels. When do you know that you are paying too much?
Yep.
I think there is a price point with reels specifically and some rods where I can just guarantee you that you're probably paying more than you need to pay just right off the bat. And I think
$100 on a spinning reel, $200 on a bait caster, $150 on a rod.
I think you can
over that.
I think you can go lower. I think with a spinning reel, even these days, I think you're going over 75. I'm not saying you're not getting good value, but I'm saying you're paying more than you need to. I think for $75, you get a very good spinning reel. Like very.
I think
good.
For sure you can. It's the trade out becomes the aluminum frame or like the metal frame, right? Like seems
the spinning or bait casting.
For spinning, it seems the access point for aluminum's at $100.
And I'm saying no one should. If you're on a budget, you do not pay for an aluminum.
No, I'm just saying
spinning reel.
Once you hit $100 on a spinning reel, now you're paying purely for performance to a level that most people won't even be able to comprehend.
No.
Like that's verbatim. That
wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
So for me, I think $75 is like you got a really nice reel. I think for $50, I think
you can get away with a lot.
You're doing just fine. So I think $50 for a spinning reel. I wouldn't go less than 40 though, 30 or 40. I think under 30 and 40, you're gonna notice a big difference in performance. So I'm saying spend $50 to $75, and I think you got you hit the sweet spot. Like, and
we're not talking just functional. We mean it works. It works well enough,
and it will last.
It will last. That's the big thing, right? Because you can get a Temu $12 spinning reel, but I guarantee you it's not going to last. It'll work absolutely because you can spool a line on it and you can cast with it, and it's just not going to be that fun, and then it's going to break. So
I think. If you're spending over 75, it's not that you didn't get a good reel. It's that if you're on full budget, don't pay that much. Go for the $50 reel. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's my thought. Now, bait, and somebody said it here. This is not for surf fishing. This is for bass fishing, freshwater bass fishing, specifically. When we're talking about rods, I tend to agree with Jeff. I think $100. I think you get a lot of fishing rod for $100, and you can get away with a lot lower quality materials that will hold up and will still fish well and will still have some decent actions at the $100 mark.
Mm-hmm.
I think $150 for like a total package. I think you get a lot of combos for like the $80, $90 range on a spinning setup and be just fine. Especially when you look at, we'll talk about some brands, but when you're looking at your Cast Kings, when you're looking at your, I hesitate to say ugly sticks. Like the GX2s are fine. They're just so soft. You can't spinning. I'm okay with
maybe the Rhino rod. We're going to try and get our hands on a Rhino rod.
Rhino would be great. But like, I look at the Lose a Cell. I look at some of the 13 fishing stuff that's getting dropped right now. I think those combos are cheap, and I think they're just fine. There's nothing wrong with them.
Combo is the key, right? Like combo is the key because
you get the free rod.
You're getting a free rod. It's a bare bones rod. It's super basic, but it'll do the job. And you bought the reel. So like they're not budget outside of that range, but the new Cell DB that Paul's talking about with the combo, it's $150 reel.
Oh, I'm sorry,
well, in general, but like the DB was a good example. It's $150 reel, $180 combo. So you're getting a rod like
for $20, $10. Yeah, and I think that like
it's okay. It'll do it.
I've always loved 13 fishing because they're lower end stuff. The reels, but like their lower end rods and stuff. Hey, Devo, they offer great value. They offer great actions too. They look good. They just downgraded the materials a little bit, but they still give you high end fit and finish. They give you high end like cork. They give you really nice reel seats, but you don't really pay for it. So we'll talk about some other brands later. But yeah, I think on the spinning side, if you spend $125, $100 some dollars ish, 90, I think 90 is fine. I think you get not only good value, but you can do really good for a rod and a reel. I'm saying buy the combo, 100% go combo.
If you're on a budget,
if you're on a budget, and that goes for bait casters too, but the price points are a little different. So for me, if you're buying just the reel, I think you can get, again, you just go, you're not going for the aluminum frame. If you want value, go the aluminum frame. There's a million options. That's a different podcast. This one, if you're going cheap, like I want the lowest possible dollar, but I still need something decent. I think you're in like Jeff, would you agree the $80 range? $90 range probably, and you
For
can
a
get
bait caster.
for a bait caster alone.
Yeah.
Sub
Yeah.
$100. I think you can get a whole bunch of reels that are in the 80-ish, 90-ish dollar range.
We just did a video on them this year, so there's a video with like 7 or 8 different ones, and like the
aired.
Well, that's $99.99, but the Daiwa aired at the upper echelon. The Skeet Reese is another example. Those are your $100 bait casters that do a lot. You got the PC Fun Owl AM down at like $60, always on sale. It's a fantastic reel. You got the Max SX, which is $89.
I loved that.
It's a great reel.
I like that a lot.
Yep, you've got we've had, they get grindy. A lot of these do. So I mean, I should lump all of these into that, right? There's some maintenance that has to go along with it. Somebody called that out just a little bit ago, but yeah, if you maintain them, they work well. But you got like the Royal Legend Pro. Yep. You got the Shimano Caius. You've got
the Cell was fine.
Cell. It's fine. It's $79. Like
it's fine.
But there are a lot of options.
Just the Mega Jaws is under $100 too.
Yep.
And I think all of these reels are, for the most part, good enough to do pretty much whatever you need them to do, short of like casting huge baits, casting big baits, and cranking super deep, and like some of those really unique things. But for just like getting flipping done, pitching done, top water done, crankbaiting, I think all of those reels that we just mentioned do all of those things very well for that price point. And almost all of those can be bought as a combo. We did the Aired X rod, which is,
the rod was $70. Yeah, the reel was $100, I think. Yeah. So I mean, a sub $200 combo that was kick ass.
Yeah, that was really nice. Like I would fish that all day. Yeah. The Acel was even cheaper. 13 Fishing Jinx, totally fine.
The Shimano Caius with the Celis rod was $150, I think, for the combo.
And I think for a bait caster, I think you can get away if you go like the Cast King cheap lose route. I think you can get away pretty good for under 150, no problem.
Yeah,
and I think the $130 to $150 range is very achievable. Where it's like that's probably the only thing you'll need.
Yep.
I think get away with just the one.
Yep. These are a great call out too. Some budget combos casting come with twin tips, meaning if you broke a tip, you have a spare.
Or you lost it. Yeah.
And then some of them also have twin actions, not twin, I guess I should say. That's different actions.
Dual.
Or different power tips is what they are. So you can get like a medium and a medium heavy with the Zephyr combo, for example, right? Like, so there's some definite value there, and you're getting all of that for under $150 for the whole freaking combo. Like the Zephyr's like 110.
My only
Patriot Legends 140.
That's I think that combo is not bad. There's nothing wrong with it. So the Cast King Spartacus, that's where I'm kind of at the line of like, okay, yes, I can get away with fishing this.
Yes.
If you really need to save some money, you're saving $40-$50 because it's that much cheaper.
Well, the lethal blaze.
The lethal blaze, yes.
My $80 for a combo, but
my only call out with those is they're very chunky.
Yes,
they're very big. They're significantly heavy. If that's not a problem for you, go save the money because they fish just fine. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah,
but I think some LJWLDT called out that his 10-year-old is fishing a 13 fishing Defy Black and a Daiwa Revros. I'll be honest, you can go find those anywhere for cheap. And 13 fishing, again, especially with the rods, they just offer so much value. And the reason I like them is because the actions are all really good. Like the actions on 13 fishing are really good. They have a good selection of action. And then the reel seats are all custom reel seats. They're lower end materials. That's how you're saving the money. But you don't lose anything in design. The designs are all pretty good. So I like that a lot. But yeah, I mean, look, the Spartacus and the Royal Legend specifically, not the Royal Legend Pro or the Royal Legend 2, just the Royal Legend.
Yep.
They have been at $40 or $45 since inception, and they haven't changed the price. They're taking a loss on everyone they sell to you. And they're just doing it because they know that people need to buy stuff that's inexpensive.
Yep. And it just heckin' works. So
it does.
There is that trade-off, right? So you got to find your sweet spot, which is kind of what we've been talking to. And that sweet spot, there's a cheap end to it. There's a more expensive end to it. All technically we would classify as budget. Like we just talked about bait casters that you could get from 100 down to like $50 that we think are worth it. So it's kind of pick that price point that works best for you, and then understand the trade-off that you're getting with that. You're going to have a little the tolerances are not going to be as good, so it's going to feel a little wiggly in your hand. Maybe it might get grindy a little bit faster, meaning debris getting hung up in like your worm gear, for example. You might just have to maintain it a little bit more, but you can get oil and grease for a reel for very inexpensive. It's really cheap, and then you can just maintain it like once a month, and it'll be fine.
I think some of the other ways that you're going to know you're getting like a cheaper reel or things to avoid, right? I think one is you're going to lose selection options for gear ratios. They may have 2 options instead of 5, right? So 7.3, 7.5, like those may be only job 6.9 and 7.2, something like they may only have 2 options or 1 option. That's okay. You're gonna have cheaper grips. You're just gonna have plastic grips. That's okay. It's gonna be fine. You're still gonna be able to fish. And the only thing I think where Jeff and I recommend, if you can spend the extra $15, if you can get to that $80, $90 price range, what I do think you get for your money between those price points is durability, and like not having to buy another one in 4 years. You could buy one of those and have it last you, if you're taking care of it. But even those cheaper $100 ones or lower, $80 to $100, can last a lifetime. If you just take care of them.
100%. This is also a good call out from Michael Bradley 25. So if you guys haven't been to the Rod Locker, go check that out. Rod Brokers, Facebook Marketplace. But I'm on the Rod Locker right now. There's a Daiwa Satula Elite cranking rod for $150 in very good condition. That's a $300 rod. So you can get rods for 25 to 50% off ish. They're used, but this is a company that makes a business out of selling used. So they bring them in, they classify them as like in good or very good condition, or if it's not so good, like they'll let you know, but then they know how to ship it. Like they've got, that is difficult for a rod company.
Yes.
We have worked with companies who became rod companies, Monster Bass, and have gone through the growing pains of them figuring out how to ship rods. It is a very difficult thing to dial in.
And it's only getting more expensive.
Yes. But this company knows how to do it. So, I mean, you can go there, you can get some elite level, premium quality, high-end rods for a good percentage off. Now, most of these are not budget that I would ever classify them as, even when they are on sale. But if you wanted a premium rod and you didn't want to pay a premium price, you could do that. And then Facebook Marketplace can work. It's hit and miss. You definitely want to be able to take a look at the product before you end up handing over the cash or anything like that. You never know, right? And a lot of times I feel like people think that their rods and reels hold up way too much freaking value. Yeah. It's the same on the kayak marketplace.
It's worse. It's
way worse. They're like, oh, I bought this for $2,500. I'm selling it for $2,800. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, be like us. We sell ours for 50% off. I don't know. But and by the way, since we're talking about that, real quick segue, we will be selling a Wilderness Systems Tactical Pro 128, and we're listing it for $2,000, and we're willing to go down, especially if it's you guys. So if anybody's in the area in Michigan and they want a Wildy TP 128, as we like to call it, it's a pretty sick kayak. We got to get rid of it because we are going to get the updated version in November. Literally nothing wrong with it, and it has some updated bells and whistles. But if you wanted it, you can check Facebook Marketplace. I'll have it listed tomorrow. But again, Michigan area, you got to come get it. I can't bring it to you, but if you want it, you can get it for a sick discount.
A huge discount and fairly lightly used. It's in really good shape. All right. So that's a good transition. What are some other ways that you can save? Used market is a huge part of this. Now, like Jeff said, you have to be careful. So some things we want to watch out for. Reels are a great thing to buy used. They hold up really well. If they've been remotely well maintained, you'll know pretty quickly whether or not they are. Like, take the side plate off, look for some nastiness, just reel it, look for some smoothness, and then look for the wear and tear. If it's got nothing bad, you're going to save some money. Rods, I get a little nervous about rods. You can't really test a rod. It's hard to know if a rod has been abused, in my personal opinion. So I get a little more nervous about rods, but they're also the thing that you can usually get like even in bulk. Someone will go out and just sell like 25 rods at once.
That's the thing. Look for the bulk, and yeah, with rods, it's not a lot you can do, but obviously check the guides. Make sure there's no nicks in the guides. The feet of the guides are attached. Look for epoxy cracks. Look for just the basic things. Reel seat moves smoothly. Put a reel in it. Fold it on the ground a little bit. Just make sure it's not cricking or cracking all over the place. Like you'll be all right. I don't want to miss this. Debo's calling it out too. So Debo is going to be selling a kayak as well. And he's in the Iowa area. But if you guys want to look for Native Slayer Propel 12.5, he's going to list it for $800.
Such a great kayak.
Yep. So hit him up. Stay tuned for that. It'll be on the market soon because he's picking up something cooler. All right.
Some other ways to. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say James the Fisherman called out wintertime. When people are listing winter, mid to late winter is a great time to go pick up all that stuff too.
Hopefully right before tax season.
Yeah.
When people are desperate.
Right. And like look for items that have been listed for a long period of time. If it's been up for a couple of weeks, they might be willing to haggle with you. Right. So, of course, always wheel and deal. See if you can get it for a lower price. Why not?
Used market is really good. Used market for kayaks. I do want to make a couple call outs here.
Yeah.
A couple things you want to look for. One, what are the throw-ins? So did they leave on the electronics? Did they leave on an anchor? Did they leave on, rod holders? Any of those accessories? Like, what are you getting outside of
the
just
tournament
the basic? Yeah. What came with it, and what are they charging you for? So that's a big one. Look at the bottom of the hull. How much? Like that's where the abuse is really going to show. Also, the seat. The seat takes the brunt of the abuse. If the seat's in good shape, usually the kayak is in good shape. Look at the rudder. The rudder is another place that gets abused on a kayak. So look at the rudder, the bottom of the kayak hull as well. Look for any warping, all that stuff. The wear and tear areas, and the seat is a big one. Those are some things to watch for.
Also, put it on the water if you can. If they're near water or they're willing to meet you at a body of water and like take collateral, then pop that sucker on the water and make sure it floats and everything's fine.
That can be that would be hard though. It's a big ask. Not a lot of people are going to do that.
Still worth asking.
It is. No, it for sure is. Make sure that they have their paperwork. So make sure they if you're going to register it for you're going to register to put a motor on it. You need a bill of sale, or you need the manufacturer origin.
So an MSO sheet. If they have registered it, they can transfer the registration to you if we are within the same state.
Or a bill of sale will do that as well.
Yep. And they have to sign the back of that and, label the date and how much did they sell it to you for and all of that to make it legit. So make sure you get that. Don't forget that. This is another good call out. The T budget angler. Hey, great episode for you. It says scuppers. Check the scuppers. So inside of the scuppers, there's always a seam, and that seam can get very easily cracked. So if you check in there, just all of the individual scuppers, go check through them. Just make sure there's no signs of warping or cracking or anything like that. That's a good call out too.
And open it up. So look on the inside of the hull. People that don't drain their kayaks, that don't leave them open to dry out, water will get in there and it can rot. And that would not be good. Gross. That is not good. Otherwise, though, like for the most part, if it looks like it's good shape, just freaking buy it. So that's a good way to go. And then just look at the current price of the kayak, right? So if the current price of the kayak's $2,000 and they're charging $1,800 and it's 2 years old, that's not a good deal.
Haggle that ish down.
Challenge them back. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that you should always get like some massive 60% discount. But if a kayak is like 3 or 4 years old, there's probably 15 trips on that kayak, maybe 20. And depending on the person, and 10, 15, 20 trips, that's not that much. So sure, that's good, but it's still a 2-year-old model and it's a used boat. If it's $2,000, it's 2 years. It's probably 15. As long as it's in decent shape, if it's not showing wear and tear, you should still get like a $400 discount, $500 discount. That should be a $1,500, $1,600 kayak. Like that's a reasonable price. And it should be reasonable. They don't want to just lose money, but you don't want to just be throwing your money away either. And then see if you can get some freebies. So if you can get a paddle, if you can get a PFD, whatever you can do.
Yep. And then good call out here on the off season. Yeah, this is a great point. So you hit November up north, like guys are not hitting the water anymore. So when guys and gals are done fishing, they have a kayak to store and they may be done kayaking, or they want a different kayak the next year. They might be willing to get rid of that just so they don't have to deal with storage. So that's another good call out, something you do there. I wanted to jump back for a second to something that Debo brought up. And this is speaking about Tackle Junkie. So something that Jim recommends here is that if you're going to buy used rods, take Q-tips with you and run it around each guide to be sure that it is not cracked.
The crack will actually grab that those fibers and pull one away, and you can see if there's a crack.
Yep. So that's a great tip. Q-tips are basically free. Put a couple in your pockets and go check them out. Yep. So appreciate that, Debo. Good call out, my man.
Yep.
Yeah. So jumping back to kayaks. Both you and I have both bought used kayaks before.
I bought 2 used, and I've sold 6, maybe 5, 6 at least.
Absurd amount of kayaks. Yeah. So we, on the seller side, we've done a ton of that. My first kayak was a Facebook Marketplace kayak. My second one was also a Facebook Marketplace kayak. And yeah, I mean, the second one I bought was actually an example of something I would say watch out for. So I bought an Old Town Predator, a 13-foot, and it was the old 2015 model or whatever. And the dude had stored it outside for a long period. It was covered in leaves. It had all the little leaves stained, the tannins and stuff. It was all stained across the entire deck. And that should have been a sign for me, but it still worked. I was still able to run it for another year before we upgraded to the Hobies.
It held up.
But another example I wanted to throw at you was something we posted in a recent Water Dog video that we did this year. And at the shop, they had a Hobie Pro Angler, and it had a lot of DIY ideas that were done, including straight up just drilling a hole through the freaking hull, right through
using wood through and through to do your mods, using
non-treated wood.
Yeah, then using milk carton plastic to cover holes,
it was flashing. It was bad. Very, very bad. But they were able to salvage that kayak, get it back on the water for the client. And that's cool. But that is something where if I saw that again, I'd be like, don't buy it. Just do not buy that from that person. That person absolutely dragged.
If they didn't know what they were doing, they didn't use quality materials, that's going to be a problem. It's a good call.
No, man. Horrible DIY. So look for that. Also, a lot of times people are going to load those kayaks up. They try to sell them the tournament rig. They're like, I got this graph, that graph, this thing, that thing. If you don't want all those things, you can. Not that they'll always abide by this, but you can ask them to take it off and get a different price.
Yep.
And I've done that before. Originally, early on, I was like, look, man, I want one. I don't want to buy your $8,000 kayak with a trailer. If you're still going to go kayak fishing, keep your trailer, just give me the kayak and I'll give you this much. You can always haggle with that too. But yeah, a lot of folks, they'll just leave it fully rigged and sell it that way. We don't. We strip it out. I don't want to charge you for all that extra stuff. And I don't really feel like going back and buying all that stuff to just do it again on the next friggin' kayak. So we usually leave maybe a yak power system in there or a couple of plugins, just things that if you want to, there's some track on the Wildy, for example. It's ready for foot steering if you want, but you don't have to do that, right? It's just another thing to ask about.
Now, one huge way to save a lot of money is to not buy a fishing kayak. You don't need to have a fishing kayak to go fishing out of a kayak.
You just need a float.
Any sit-on-top kayak that doesn't do anything. Now, you're going to have a hard time motorizing that kayak. But again, if you're just in it for the paddle, or if you're just going to be a river fisherman and you don't really need any of it, dude, just buy a sit-on-top or buy a canoe, right? There's a ton of money to be saved. And I'm talking half the price, not less. For a non-fishing version, you can add track on your own and add rod holders. You can still fit a small crate in a lot of these things. You can use a waterproof bag for all your stuff. There are a lot of options on the rec market. And if you're floating and you've got a paddle, you can throw a Bixby on just about anything in any way. So you can motorize it that way once you're in open water. You can save a ton of money going that route. And you know what the cheapest version of a kayak is? Just get yourself some boots and beat the bank. That's another way, is just ignore the kayak entirely. Take a regular backpack instead of a fishing backpack. Again, going the recreational route, you don't need a fishing backpack at all. Not at all. You can use a grocery bag. It literally doesn't matter. But take out just whatever carries your stuff. Will get the job done. And then, obviously minimize what you have. So if you can get one decent bait casting combo, just make that work for you. Don't worry about getting a spinning combo. You could save so much money doing all that.
We did, dude. This is a good callback. So Garira Calvin says, yeah, you can do a sit inside kayak. That was my first kayak, and then Paul had the Old Town Vapor, and he actually did a mod video on.
I sure did.
Way back on the channel, but like ultralight throw and go, sit inside kayak. Dude, if you can float, you can get to new spots. And also to the point of motorization, Bixby's are expensive, but you can get a water snake. You can get a Newport sells a trolling motor for $250. That's actually pretty solid. I have like my dad's old motor guide. That's like a 35-pound thrust, but like you could do that. And then you can get some pretty cheap batteries. If you want lithium ion cheap batteries, you go to Power Queen. They have like $150, $200.
Just go lead acid.
You could just get
put it in a box and make it happen.
They're like $40, $50 at Cabela's. Like you could go grab that too. Yeah. It's not. You don't need to go crazy.
That Old Town Vapor, I did a whole season in it when my Hobie was dead, and Jeff had his Hobie, and I fished with him that whole season. I'll be honest, I was not huffing and puffing. I wasn't dying. I was sitting really low. Other than that, I mean, Jeff, that was probably one of my better fishing seasons. Actually, was out of that kayak with two rods, and that was it. Like I'm
always surprised. I had one of my better fishing days this year on the New Canoe Flint, where all I had was a paddle, 2 rods, and a tackle box, and like it never ceases to amaze me that we go out with less stuff and have more fun.
How many times have we taken the canoe out with you and me in it?
Yeah,
and had some days.
Oh, we were breaking ice a few years back when we had the power outage where I'm at. My house was out of power. We had an ice storm. And we're like, but we've been out of power for 3-4 days. And we're like, what are we going to do? And then you brought the canoe over and we went out on the lake and we caught ice.
Yeah, we caught a 5-pounder.
We caught a 5-pounder, which is like as big as the fish get on Michigan, my little lake here.
That's a big deal. So I'm just, I know people are saying kayaks are better than the bank. I agree. Anytime you can float, it's better than being on the bank. That being said, there is something really fun about walking all the way around a lake and finding that hidden gem of a lake that has walking trails around it or has access and catching some fish with it. Walking the riverbank when you can, legally, obviously, without trespassing, is really fun. If you want to have the most fun possible, go wet wading in the summertime in a stream. It doesn't cost anything, and you will have more fun than everybody else. I promise you. And all you need is a fanny pack. You do not need much, and ultralight, and you will have so much fun. So the fun per dollar is about as high as it can be wet wading a creek. Personal opinion.
It's amazing. It's seasonal. It depends on where you are. Some creeks are not safe to wade, but if you can, that is such a blast. And you can take like one rod, take some ultralight lures, and I promise you'll have some of the most fun you have ever had. And also, we're definitely not discounting John boats. So Gone Fishing XYZ, you can get a John boat with a 9.9, sure, you throw it in. Like there are a lot of like cheaper used John boats on the market. You can get a 10-footer if you want to go real cheap and ultralight and like store it somewhere. I'm not going to discount those.
No, I can't. But a couple of things. Gas alone is going to hurt you. The trailer.
If you go with the 9.9, you can get the cheap electric trolling.
I know, but the trailer the trailer is going to hurt you. The registration is going to hurt you. There's so many more things that go along with that the insurance, like there's so many more things that kind of suck about that. I don't know that I can advocate that as like truly cheap, like actually budget. Now, budget's relative for some people, right? Budget compared to like buying a giant boat or a fully rigged out kayak. Yes, absolutely. But that's not budget compared to being in the bank, wading a creek, or having like a throw and go sit inside kayak that was maybe $200. Like, to me, it's hard to advocate to say that that's truly budget when I could get like 50 combos for the same price as the boat I'm in. Like that's hard.
Well, if you got a trash John boat, it absolutely is budget. It's absolutely budget. But
you're gonna end up with money to keep it floating.
Well, potentially, if the rivets are good and you got a cheap John and you put a $200 like electric trolling motor on there, just clamped onto it, you're not going anywhere fast. You're spinning like a top in the wind, but you can throw that on a utility trailer. And you could probably get one of those for super cheap. Basically, just you're going to be running on the bottom end of it, and it's not going to be the most amazing thing in the world, but it'll definitely function.
Nope, that's true.
But yeah. Do you have to pay tag? Yeah, we have to pay for everything, man. I don't know what state you're in where you don't have to pay for everything. Yeah, the registration on we have to register kayaks. Most states have to require that if you have it motorized. Yep. A lot do not require. Well, if you're not motorizing it, you usually you're fine. But yeah, trailers for sure. We have to title all our trailers. It doesn't matter if you got a DIY jet ski trailer, you got to title it. You got to and there's a fee, and it's a couple $100. So there's that. Yeah.
I totally agree. Let's see. So I think another way to save some money, we talked about buying a combo, is just buying one combo that can do everything. And don't look back.
Sorry, VA Beach Agent. Disclaimer: buying every budget rod and reel isn't fishing on a budget.
It's not.
You're correct.
That's true.
What?
Yeah, that's true. I think you can. I think like having one combo and knowing that you bought not something very specialized, but something very generic in terms of action. Yeah. Like if you buy the 7-foot medium heavy fast, there's not really a lot you can't do with that. You know, you may not be able to drop shot with it, but like you could do it covers like 80% of the fishing techniques that you need to be able to fish, and you're going to be just fine. So like, don't buy an 8-foot heavy. Don't buy an ultralight only. Don't buy, you know what I mean? Like you're limiting honestly, yourself in a way that requires
a medium fast is like a do-all setup.
I agree. Or even a medium heavy mod, right? There's two ways to do it, but like whatever one makes you happy. I think a jig rod personally, like a medium heavy moderate is what I would say, because you can throw a 5-inch soft paddle tail swim bait all the way down to a 1/4 ounce jig. And you can run a buzz bait. You can do a frog is probably where you're missing. That's what you missed.
Which is a good call out though, because you're hitting the weight ranges. So if you look at a rod that has, so TFO is a good example of this. TFO has pretty tight weight ranges. So their recommendations are going to be like 3/8 of an ounce to like 3/4. 3/4. Yeah. It's like really tight. And then you can find rods that go from like a 1/4 ounce to an ounce.
1/8 to 3/4.
Which is
a quarter insane. To a full ounce, an ounce and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. So like you can do so much. It's capable of so many different techniques. And like, is it the best at that technique? No. Absolutely not. But do you need to have it be the best at that technique? Not really. Not to catch fish.
Good enough. You can get it done.
It's noticeable at a certain point of like peak performance, but other than that, most people who fish once in a while are never going to notice the difference.
To me, it's the jig rod. It's the one I would recommend to everybody because it does everything pretty well. Medium heavy, moderate action, just it bangs. And honestly, it's the one that I carry with me. Like when I honestly, I'm trying to think of it. Like I have not stopped carrying one for the last 2 years.
The jig rod. Yeah.
The worm jig rod is elite. So if you can find one of those, I highly recommend it. They're rarely too fast.
My main 3 are all jig rods. It's variations. So the Asagi setups are like the spinnerbait setup, the bladed jig setup, but then the Royal Legend Pro combo is a jig. And I use those absolutely the most. But medium fast or medium heavy mod. Great place to go with that. And again, look at the weight range, and then depending on if you're like casting from the bank, you're on a boat, whatever, like 7 foot, 7'3", somewhere in that range, you're going to be good to go. And then somebody called out, my guy, Big Country.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say the same thing.
So you got the dual bait caster, and then you could go with the ultralight, dude. Just get an ultralight spinning setup, and you can do so many things with. I would advocate for that or a medium light. But you're gonna have a
I would say get the medium light if it's If it's ore, you're going to save money with the ultralight. The baits are cheaper with an ultralight.
You have so much fun,
and you will have more fun. You will catch a higher number of fish.
It's a guaranteed. You get multi-species.
Yep.
Those types of lures that you're going to throw on that setup, everything bites it. So you're catching anything from big bass down to tiny perch. But it is so much fun. Like my first ultralight rod was a freaking Dock Demon. And then my second one was the Ugly Stick GX2. And I never regretted either of those setups, which both cost me like $30 each. And they were on sale. So it's like, I mean,
you really
how can you go wrong with that?
I cannot advocate. Like if someone came to me and said, should I get a bait caster and ultralight? I would say it really depends on your personality. It's really hard. If you're only going to target bass and that's what you want to do, then go for the medium heavy. If you just want to enjoy yourself, absolutely get the ultralight. Not a question. No question at all. When I go to like fish people's docks, when I go to like hang out with the family, when I go any kind of fun fishing, I have an ultralight because I know that I will get what I want, which is fun.
Yep. Also, is that Luffy in your profile picture?
It sure is.
I think that's Luffy. That's what's up.
Respect.
Love it.
Those are kind of like in the ways to save money. If you're careful about what you buy, if you go shop the sales, I mean, that should be obvious, but like shop around big holidays, Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July, Christmas, Black Friday, whatever, you're going to save some money for sure. Shop the sales, right? Go to sites that constantly put things on discount, that have a discount bargain bin. And like we found out this from Cast King, they release a lot of like models that are only available, not online, but only available in store. Those are cheaper. They are cheaper. So Dick's Sporting Goods, Okuma always has some stuff for them. They're always high value. They're always they're like I know that they're exclusive to Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm not saying go to Dick's Sporting Goods, but like that's an example. There are other ones like Walmart had an orange, black, and white exclusive lose combo that was like $100. And I was like, holy crap, this is a great deal. And it was a good deal. So that absolutely exists for sure. So yeah, there are if you do those things and you're kind of really careful about like, well, I'm not buying 2 combos. Be careful what action I pick. I'm gonna buy 1. Okay, now that I know the 1 combo and I know the action I want, I'm gonna go buy a brand that I know is reputable at a place that I know sells at value, and I'm gonna shop around a holiday. You can just make hay. You can make you can save a ton of money.
Yeah, absolutely. So, shop the deals, look for that. We've talked about used, talked about all sorts of stuff. Let's talk about brands that you can just heckin' rely on. And real quick, as a segue, before we do that, we did have a couple of good questions I started earlier in the show. So
love it. Yeah, let's do it.
So we got Tri-State Fishing 1 had asked, and I apologize if you're not on the live anymore. This was almost 40 minutes ago. But it says, Paul, I'm looking to create a fishing station. I love it, in my room. Could you please real quick talk about what you use to make the wall of baits and the desk storage and whatnot behind you? Now, the funny thing about Paul's setup is that's all one thing. And it was purchased at, I believe, Menards. Did we get that at Menards? Menards. Yeah, good old Menards. If you want to go there, Harbor Freight's another good place if you want to get some cheaper stuff. But yeah, this is actually a really good workstation. It's an all-in-one. It has a power strip on it and a little space for shelving underneath, the wood finish on top. That was all one piece. It all just goes. We built it in 5 minutes, and then it just has a pegboard. The whole back is a metal pegboard.
Yep.
Now
pegs are on it. Pegs are from Amazon. This is Performax. I think this was
that's right.
This was under $200. I think it was like $150.
Yeah, it was exactly. It was like $149.99 or something like that, and it went on sale a bunch because it's Performax. It's a Menards brand, so like they can do whatever they want with their pricing.
Yep, it's all aluminum. Has adjustable feet. There's a bottle opener on one side. It actually has on the sides. It even has pegboard, and that's where I hang all my hats and stuff.
Yep.
And then I bought a. This is like my favorite cheat code. I bought a line cutters glue on their ceramic cutter, and that is a game changer if you use it for like a fishing rigging station.
So that is a kind of perfect do all in one. My setup at my house is DIY plus you can actually buy metal pegboard panels for
I
your
have
wall.
2 right here.
Yeah. So you can get those. They come in like 2x1 or 1x1 pieces. So, or 2x2 and
Mine are 3x2, 3x18, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So you can get those on Amazon. You can get them at Menards, hardware stores, Harbor Freight, whatever, because they're used to hang tools, but they're also great for hanging all your baits. And then you can figure out your desk situation however you want.
I guess I could just show you what it looks like.
Yeah. That's how we hang all our stuff. And you can hang reels on there. There's certain pegboard pieces that you can use to hold those. So we both do that on both of our pegboard setups. But if you want the all-in-one piece, like I
love this thing. This thing is great. It's just a workbench, and that's all it is. It's nothing fancy. $150, and then I just have a rack underneath of it, whatever cheapest rack you can get, and I just put plastic totes. I buy those plastic totes, buy them after Christmas or Halloween. Anytime they have a big like holiday where you store stuff, they do custom colors. So I have like the Christmas colors. They're like red and clear, and these were like $3 each. That's free to me. That's $0. You just wait till after the holiday. They'll go on clearance. All the bins, all my bins at my house are clearance after a holiday. That's just the only way to do it.
Yep. So grab them after Halloween, folks. There's probably still some July 4th stuff on super clearance right now.
Yeah.
If you can find it. So there you go. And then the other one we had was about trailers in the market for a kayak trailer. And he said use jet ski trailer or something like that. So you can absolutely get away with jet ski trailers, utility trailers. We've used them in the past. In our personal opinion, you get what you pay for and what you DIY. And it's kind of a pain in the butt to, one, back those things up, to properly store your kayaks on them.
If you're not skilled, if you're not skilled, like you don't have the DIY gene, I probably wouldn't go that route. Like there's just a lot of stuff that you won't know. Like you want to check. Here's what you need to check for: what type of bunks are on there? Is it a single or a double? And is the electrical working? Is it working well? Like that's important. Look for rot on the inside as much as you can. Obviously, rust is a big one. And then does it have sealed bearings, and is it like all crusty and disgusting inside the bearing? Because if they're not, yeah, sure. And like, do you have a spare tire? That's really important because those tires, whatever you get, if they got miles on them, they're gonna die. And look, some people are really good. Like the budget anglers, like, hey, I just recently converted an old camper trailer into a sure. If you're skilled,
talk to this guy.
If you're skilled, do it, and have someone do it for you, or whatever. You're going to save a couple thousand. Nah, you're going to save a couple $100, like $500-$600. I'll tell you right now, Jeff and I have been using the Malone trailers. They're not that much more expensive when you use our code and there's a sale. They're not that much more expensive than buying a used one. They're built for this purpose. You can take them 80 plus miles per hour on the highway, no concerns. They're unbelievable. They will outlast.
We're not supposed to say that, by the way.
I know. I don't care.
65 miles an hour.
65 miles an hour.
If anybody asks,
they will outlast you. They're double dip galvanized, and if you buy the off road one, which is more expensive, so don't do that unless you have to. You can buy the bare bones aluminum ones, and they're
low bed off road is
so heavy duty, and then you don't need to worry about the bunks being rotted out and dead because they're brand new, and that's a big part of it. So, I just use our code, man. Just use our code. You save literally $500-$600.
Trebles in your face. I love that screen name. Fantastic, man. Trailer tires have a 5-year life. Change them even if they look good. I mean, if they've just been sitting there, that's not good for tires either.
No.
If they're not in use, that's actually a problem. So yeah, not a bad recommendation. It's going to be an extra expense after you buy the thing. It's frustrating, but you do not want to have a flat your first drive.
And then use the spare and then get pissed. Like,
yeah, exactly. Mike MK kayak fishing is
just AAA.
Is it just triple? I was just pulling it up.
Double check. I'm pretty sure it's just AAA.
For Malone Auto Racks, it is AAA and it's 15% off.
15% off a freaking like.
That's site wide, by the way.
Dude, that's insane, bro. That's
literally
insane.
Everything.
Yeah. And look, I know they're not free. I get it. But when you look at what you're getting, there's just no better value. Yeah, you got to put it together yourself. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's buy once, cry once. You put it together, you know it's done right. And yeah, it's going to take you 4 or 5 hours, but dude, it's a done deal. It's the way to go.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and to that point, quality tires are still expensive. So
They are.
you roll that cost into your purchase of said new trailer.
Yep.
It's one of those things like, look, if you're in a bind, you're like, I just have to move this from point A to point B. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
DIY a crappy trailer. But if you're going to use it for a couple of years, that's where I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, well, maybe this is worth the investment, right? That's one of those things where I don't really like cutting corners on trailers. That's just me. Can you do it? Absolutely. Again, budget angler, right? Look at what he's doing.
Double dipped in that.
Mhm.
The double dip galvanized. Here's the other thing about the Malone galvanized. This is the thing that really sold us, because they're selling in individual pieces and you put it together yourselves. That means the whole trailer is not one gigantic piece. So when they dip these, the inside is coated.
Mhm.
It's
So you can
galvanized
dunk it in
on
the
the
water.
it's galvanized on the inside of the trailer. Like,
And all the electrical is watertight, so you can just back
oh
that
my
sucker all the way down
God,
into the
dude.
water, and it'll hold up fine.
They're literally bulletproof. Anyways, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm off my soapbox. Hey,
You
and with
should be, because we have a question from
with the
Hand
money
of Judgment.
with the money you save, go buy a baller t-shirt. Okay, yes, great question. I saw this one.
There
Any
you go.
suggestion on affordable inflatable boats? Can't pull a trailer. We're
Yeah.
about to try one super affordable option out right now. It's
Yeah.
a Saturn. Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
Saturn. So it's a Saturn. It's $599, and it is a 14-foot micro skiff that can take a transom mount motor. So that certainly puts it leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of other ones that we've tested in the past. So we'll have that in hand very soon. We're also going to be testing out some Sea Eagles. Sea Eagle has an inflatable. Now that one is $1,300 for the inflatable kayak, so it's not exactly what I would call a budget inflatable. NRS has a decent number of inflatables under $1,000, putting it into a better. And when I say budget with this, by the way, I'm talking about high quality materials that are welded properly, that have multiple air chambers, like
good pump, good bag, like all the.
Yeah, you can get a very cheap inflatable, but
you'd be pissed. Think about the air mattress market.
Yeah.
If you spend $100 on an air mattress versus $500 on an air mattress, there's a massive difference. My only thing with NRS is they're always paddle centric, so it's not really a boat. Like, you're not going to motorize it. They don't come with transoms. That's my only thing with NRS.
Yeah, so Hand of Judgment, it depends on if you want to motorize this or not. Saturn seems to be a good option. However, we have not used it yet, so we're literally just kind of talking out of our butts right now.
Sea Eagle, we're just talking with them. We've used some of their things, but like, they make such
really
a
reliable
high-end product. It's a little more expensive, but god dang, they're really, really good. Someone else just called this one out. And then, dude, the Newport, the NS130, not fully affordable, but some of the highest end materials you're going to get, and the designs are crazy good. So, and they have older models that are a little cheaper too.
Sea Eagle's probably your longest term running company that's super reliable, that definitely has high quality materials, and is a little more affordable than the rest. That's
I would agree.
Also, everybody worries about this. It is not that serious. If you have high quality puncture resistant materials, like they use 1000D material on the not the NRS, but the NS130, so it's extremely abrasion and puncture resistant. And Sea Eagle does the same thing. So like, if you took a Fish Tough 14 or the NS130 and you threw hooks at it, like, you're not gonna hook it. And even if you like lift your lure along it, we've done that. It does not instantly puncture it. You basically have to hook set a jig.
Yeah, you would have to literally
hold in place,
like do it, like, and even then, it can all be repaired. All of those can be repaired very easily. I honestly, I've never worried about it. I've used them a bunch of times. Jeff and I, this goes back to like, when do we have the most fun? When we're wet wading,
inflatable,
when we're in a canoe, or when we're in an inflatable, and it's not really close. Summertime, it's a blast. Inflatables, money. They're so good, man. Yeah, don't leave a bunch of hooks lying around. So get a cup holder and you'll be fine. They're really good. And then people have been asking a lot about this, the Realiacs. It's come up 3 or 4 times here. People have been asking about storage. Realiacs, I mean, our opinion is that they're very inexpensive. They're a very high value. There are some things that we're kind of like, I don't love. But in general, it performed really well.
It performs really well.
Just fine.
Yeah, exactly. And like, there's a lot of rigidity built into modular kayaks because they are sealed off separate pieces. The
More
modular,
plastic. There's way more plastic in the middle.
yeah. So the modularity of it means that you're lifting less weight when you move it around. It's less awkward. It stores better, and it can fit into smaller vehicles. I put the 10-foot the one that we have into my wife's micro SUV. It's a Ford EcoSport.
Yep.
So if I can load up a full 10-foot kayak, it's fairly wide too. Like it's a beast. Really,
34, 35, something like that.
Yeah,
30.
yeah. The thing is, it's a beast. It's pretty stable. It will allow you to do all the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that they're worth it. We haven't tried all their models, just the one. But I think that if you're looking for a budget kayak and you have to deal with storage, or you don't want to roof rack it or get a truck or trailer or whatever, it can be, and we called this out in the video, it can be a great option for you. So
you'll never think about it being a two-piece. Like once it's connected and you're fishing, you'll never be like, oh, this is two pieces. This is annoying.
Yeah,
you'll never think about that.
Not all their models do, but a lot of their newer models do. They have a dovetail connection, which means that it hooks like this together. They do, and the way it's set up is if you even I unlatched it while I was out on the water, stood on the seam, stood in front of the seam, stood behind the seam, it will not come apart. Obviously use the latches, but I just wanted to demonstrate that it doesn't just fall apart. It will not do that.
Yep.
So yeah, and also I think it's funny. There's a lot of like viral-esque YouTube videos out there on Real Yaks calling it a Temu kayak, right? It's not.
Pissed me off.
It's actually a real company, and all their design and everything is based in the US, but like it's obviously made and manufactured in China. That said, they might list it on Temu, but it's not some random no-name, no-face company straight from a
real people. They do their job. I think you'll probably see them at ICAST here in the next year or two. They're legit. Yep.
Also, somebody bought them in our Shopify. I don't know if you guys know this. We have Real Yaks in our Shopify. So we sold a kayak the other day. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And look, if you want to look at them, they're in our store.
If we didn't believe they made a good product, they wouldn't be in our Shopify. So they're just fine. There's nothing wrong with them at all.
Pretty selective about what goes into the shop. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
But yeah, there's tons more budget kayaks that we're going to be testing out in the future too. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. It's not all going to be like the Hobie show. Probably the most expensive kayak we're testing the rest of the year is $2,000, and it's the new Old Town 120 Pro, which if you guys saw my Instagram post yesterday, it was a wrapped up kayak. Guess what it was? It's the Old Town 120 Pro. We just picked that up. Paul and I actually, we were working on it today. We got it on the water. We got a chance to test battery placement with it, but it's set up for the Minn Kota Tarova. And then we already had a Humminbird Explorer 10. So that is now on that. So we did the Yak Attack Command Center crossbar on it. We're really happy with the setup. It looks super cool. And Paul just has to add the marine wire to power the bow mount. And he has to add his breaker, and that's it. So once that's done, Paul's going to be running that. So you'll probably see it in some upcoming videos for sure.
I'm not even sure that I'll do it for the people. I'll put a Newport on it. But
sure, yeah, we got to pop the freaking rudder off. But yeah, we have the rudder kit too is on it.
But like in general, it's not needed. It's so great with just that. You really don't need it. It's
a lake machine.
I love it. Right now. It's kind of perfect. Like it definitely fits my brand of fishing, which is like I don't want to think about it, especially if I don't have to. I just want everything to just like get stapled on there and then just beat the hell out of it and fish it for a decade.
It also paddles a lot better than you would think.
It's not bad.
For a 36-inch wide kayak that's 12 feet long, it paddles really well. With that rudder kit, the rudder is foot steering, so you're paddling and foot steering while you do it.
And it's funny. Cool. And it's funny. Jeff was like, started paddling. I was like, God, this thing paddles like a boat. This sucks. And I was like, use the rudder. And he was like, oh, shit. And he just started like doing donuts.
When's the last time you used a rudder foot steering? We don't have a PWR. So, like, I haven't used that before. So I was 100%. Like, oh, this is new to me.
Yeah.
Also, Logos Innate, Logos Nate says, I'm really excited for the
Snate.
Snate. This is really excited for the Flint video. We got 2 of them because we actually did a river trip. And I used the Flint the whole river trip. It is a very surprising kayak because you look at it and how low the seat is, and you're like, That'll be uncomfortable. It's super skinny compared to most of our other sit on tops. So you're like, that's not going to be stable.
Yep.
It is none of those things. It's actually pretty dang stable and pretty dang comfortable.
Yeah, it's very efficient, and it's a good little kayak. I think it's really funny. Like if you don't mind sitting a little lower, I think that's a really good kayak. And if you don't bring a lot with you, I think the Smalley is like the premium version of that kayak for sure. It's such a good throw and go though, and there's like no pieces to it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. Also, I this is hilarious. Terrible for your cousin. But Rayman94 says my cousin bought a Temu kayak. It took on water its first trip. Scuppers were plugged too. That's kind of yeah, you get what you pay for, unfortunately. The funny thing is, freaking
I was about to say this.
Temu reaches out to us once a month and they say we would like a dedicated video campaign, and we don't do that because that's a commercial. They're like, make a commercial for us, and we're like, okay, that'll be 10 grand, and we basically just keep increasing our ask every time they message us. We're like 12 grand, 15 grand. They've never said yes, they never will, and I don't care. But
their marketing budget's not what it was either.
It's definitely not. So this time I went down this time just messing with them. I was like, all right, I'll do it for 1,000. It won't be an exclusive commercial video. You have to send me one of those jet boats. Have you seen those? The mini jet boats? I literally pulled a pic and I was like, I want this.
I haven't opened up Temu since the last time that we made a Temu video. I still don't even know if I'm saying it right.
You have to go into the app to see anything anyways. But anyways, like in the app, you can see it's like the way that they show the picture though, unfortunately they're all using AI now, so you don't know what's actually real on the site or not. That is a problem. This is not a company that I would trust for budget stuff, because all of it can be made up. They're making AI videos and they're like, this is how this inflatable bass boat works. Have you guys seen that? Freaking gross tactics. Anyways, but there are real in existence these little boats that we would be like crouched into that go pretty fast. I'm sure the Temu one would be garbage, but they exist. And I was like, send me that. I'll do a fishing video in it. And it'll be $1,000 for you guys. And they're like, no. And I was like, I give them a thumbs up, and I was like, good.
Have a nice life. Stop messaging me. All right, let's hit some brands. Let's hit some brands. So let's talk about brands where you will save some money. Where you're now, this isn't in every single product they sell, but in general, they're offering either value or they're offering good budget. So let's talk about some of those brands. I'm looking to chat too for some good options. One, I'll tell you, let's hit the baits first. So the ones that come to my mind first, number one, this might be number one, tied for number one. Z-Man has got to be, if not number one, tied for number one. Has to be.
I feel like they just get the clear number one because I can buy a pack of Finesse TRDs for $4.99. And like we already talked about, Yum is going to win on the plastic sides. $3.99 for a pack of Yum anything is insane. But
their stuff's good. They have great colors. They have very simple designs, and they're not huge. The plastics aren't huge.
No. But I think it goes Z-Man Yum.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's why it's like they're right there. It's like number one, number two is Z-Man and Yum. I think they just do such a good job.
But if I can catch 50 fish on a lure, and if it's one of 8 in the back,
I know.
How does that not win?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The catch count per lure per pack is astronomical.
It's
like,
crazy.
Why would you? Yeah,
it's Z-Man. It's Z-Man, dude. It's Z-Man. It's got it. Like I had a Gobius. So that's the pre-rigged version.
Yeah, they'll last forever.
I counted, and I caught 100 plus fish, and in like all in one go. And honestly, it blew out. I have a picture of this. It blew out
eventually.
The jig.
The head comes off.
I could keep putting it back on, and I could go back and catch more fish if I wanted to. Like
you could glue it, you could mend it.
Yeah, I never even did anything. This was just I just used it, and then I went back to the TRD Goby, the Gobies, so the non pre-rigged, and I shoved it into one of their jigs.
Yeah,
that one never actually died. That one is still tied up somewhere. So
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. So there's, I say the Z-Man, Yum, Zoom is right up there. I think
Zoom flukes are extremely valuable. They're just plastisol, but they're a denser plastisol, so they last more fish per lure than Berkeley would. Right, it's about 2 to 1, pretty much. I see people calling out the rigging on Z-Man. Honestly, it just takes some practice. Like, yes, it can be frustrating.
Yes,
I think once you do it for a while, it's really not that frustrating.
I know some tricks. So I'll give you a couple tricks for me.
Pull, don't push.
One is pull the plastic over the bait keepers for sure. 2, cut the bait keepers off. You don't have to use them. So if you want to cut them off. My big thing is pre-tap your holes. So I actually just take the hook and I use the barb and I just spin the nose of the bait around there. And that will do pretty much what, like that has solved all my problems. I just use a hook to pre-tap the hole.
Heating a hook is not a bad idea either, from Julie Rousseau. A lighter can be a fisherman's best friend.
It can burn the plastic, so you got to be really careful, and you don't want to burn it because it'll melt. But yeah, it definitely works. Another thing you can do, this is this one's kind of a no-brainer, is like rig it before you go to fish. Like do it at home before you
don't have to
just
do it
get
again.
it right, take your time, and just be ready to go. So donkey tail juniors, right? So mule fishing is another.
Mule fishing is the next one.
A great example. I don't have one here right now, but dude, it's the same thing. They're so good. The other thing that I like about mule is they don't have any salt or anything in their plastics, and so they last longer. They get waterlogged even less than Z-Man does. Z-Man will get waterlogged at some point for sure. Someone called out super glue gel. Mend It. Jeff already called out. That will help you last even longer, which is crazy. Somebody else called out Big Bite Baits. Big Bite Baits is budget. It's awesome. They always come in high count packs. Those are, now they are soft though. You're going to tear them up. You're going to tear through them for sure. Like that's going to happen. But yeah, they kind of crush. Ozark Trail. We fished a lot of Ozark Trail. Some of the baits are good. Some of the baits I would say are just not good.
Some are freaking garbage.
They're really bad. So
a lot of people complain about the frog as one of them, but we fish like on the lower end. The smaller jerkbait was terrible. Some of their topwater is terrible, but some of the lure, if you know,
the lipless was good.
The lipless was fine. It was like a copy red eye shad. Like
it was good. So there are some good ones, but I would rather point you towards Strike King. I think Strike King for the dollar is really, really good, especially on the hard baits and the jigs and the spinner bait. Dude, like it's really it's hard to beat.
Well, they also have like their pond series where you can get multiple lures per pack. Rebel is another.
I was about to say Rebel. The only problem I have with Rebel is sometimes the hooks aren't as good.
Sure, but if you're on a budget,
if you're on a budget, you won't care. You will catch fish.
You're not buying BKKs, man. Like you're good. Rebel has everything you need to go wade a creek with that right there. Maybe not the Magnum, but the regular size Pop R is going to be fantastic for all the fish in the universe.
This little mother trucker will last you a lifetime, literally. Literally a lifetime.
Headin's another good one. And then Rebel now has their Live Flex, which gives you a TPE style plastic that's stretchy and durable and will last forever. And you can go crawl creeks with them. The new Tadpole is freaking amazing.
These kits even come with the
Catacrawler is great. Yep, comes with 2 hooks, 2 pre-rigged, and an extra.
Get them with a jig too.
They have those kits. So like, for bulk packs and kits and pre-rigging, like Rebels kind of kick ass, you guys. Netbait's another big one. Netbait was the original, OG DeBurley's calling this one out, the original like bulk pack for me.
They were big bite baits like that. That's what they were.
What?
They had the same style, design, concept, price as Big Bite. Yeah, they did great.
Yeah, Netbait's been around for a while, and they've got some really good stuff.
Good colors. The Zada Craw, banger.
What else we got in here? There's a bunch of other stuff. So many things.
I'm trying to think of some other bait brands. Those are my big ones. I can't give it to Berkeley. They over like some of the okay.
Yeah, Berkeley's in the middle,
But
towards
like
the upper end.
what the digger, those are $7.
Yeah, those are great, but then you have the Money Badger, and it's
I
like,
know.
and the
Yeah,
Money Badger is also
it's
one piece
correct.
plastic and it breaks. Like,
Okay, rooster tail. So this is a great call. Like
yep,
your Panther Martins, your rooster tails,
your inline
your
spinners,
inline spinners in
your
general. Like
Blue Fox. Yeah,
yeah. So what
not
I
maps,
not
everything
maps.
else.
Yeah, I love maps. I'm not saying don't do it, but like
They're way more
here's the thing,
expensive
dude.
though.
Then and this actually leads to like when you're buying baits, when you buy
Yeah,
multi-species baits, and this was like what we were talking about with ultralight, you're gonna catch more fish. Now that might not be your target species, but you'll catch more fish. Like if you
yeah.
buy a couple of like number two, like size 2 inline spinners, and look, Z-Man just came out with a new one that's cool as hell. It's got a whittle blade on the front of it. You
Yep.
will, and you'll catch tons and tons of fish. As long as you don't break off, they'll go forever. They'll go forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned Biz Baits. I've used a few from Biz Baits. I think they're Frog mostly, the Pad Daddy I've used, and then maybe a Paddle Tail. They're definitely decent. I don't know if I'd call them budget. They're in like the $6.99 per plastic.
No,
that's outside of budget. That'd be like because Great Lakes
not
Finesse I
bad
would throw in there.
Oh,
Great Lakes Finesse is $6.99 a bag, but they'll
great.
last a long time.
Yeah, they're value though, and it's
That's
shocking.
it's not budget.
It's value, but it's not
yeah.
budget. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just saying we're talking like the cheap stuff. Like when you go to the store, what can I get for cheap? And what's going to be decent when I get it?
Yeah.
Some stuff I would. Let's talk about some brand. Let's talk about some rod and reel brands, and like maybe accessories. For me, it's Cascade. Like Cascade.
Oh, you can't say that on this
I
channel.
know. Look,
why does everybody get so
it
mad?
has just changed so much in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Like if
Their
you look at like
combos are
their budget combos are dumb. They're so
They're
good.
undefeated.
And they're not bad. They're just not bad. For the price, it's hard to beat. They have more selection. They have more options. They have ultralight. They have BFS. They have high-end stuff too, but dude, it's just really good. Okay,
but you can get budget combos from the Lethal Blades, $80 for the combo, right?
Totally fine. Combination.
Totally fine. And then their Centron is around the same price. And then you've got like the Zephyr, which is my favorite to cast, the Defender.
What's the one that we were just using? The one that not Debo, the one that Drew just did his combo with.
That's the Varus.
The Varus.
The Varus is higher end though. That's their technique specific series, so it's a little bit higher.
It's still pretty cheap.
His rod is $140.
I'm not talking about his. I'm just talking about the Varus.
The Varus rod is $90. So yeah, they're not exactly budget. I mean, that's within that range that we talked about earlier. If you just wanted a that is one of the lower budget, like lower cost technique specific options out there that you can get. Absolutely. And the Varus, those are great rods. They're great. But they have tons of combos under $150. The Patriots under $150. The Defender under $150. That one's $120.
Spartacus. Yeah, they got a bunch.
Dude, they're all great. Like, and they have combos for BFS. So what? Like what?
Well, like they just
what are we talking about?
The Kestrel has always been great, but they dropped the SE and they saved you even more money on it. Like I just
$20 less. What?
And it's good. It's just as good.
It's exactly the same as the Kestrel. It's ridiculous.
Good.
I was like, why'd they make this? They're not going to.
I don't know. I'm look. Okay, there are others though. It's not the only one. So there are others. We're not
going to stop at Cascade.
Yeah, no. I used to say Fluger. You can still get a decent deal with Fluger, but it's not what it was. It's not what it was. It's not what it was.
Same with Abu. Abu actually stepped back into the budget realm. Abu stepped way out with the Revo series, and they just kept going and going. And Revos got more freaking expensive, and like I wasn't that wowed by them. But then they came out with their new Max updates this year, and they're phenomenal. The new Max updates are great.
I like them.
So they're back to budget though, because now the Max series brought out, I think, 5 new models of reels under $100 for baitcasters, under $100, which is freaking wild. And then they have combos. They're really good at combos.
I agree.
So Abu is there with that for sure.
People are calling it ARC. Do not buy ARC reels if you're looking for a budget. Buy ARC rods on sale if you're looking for a budget. Arc rods are nice, but when they're on sale, they're great. Don't pay full price and do not buy their reels. The reels are all overpriced. That's just my personal opinion.
Great rods though.
I love the rods. I've had 5 at this point, and I've yet to be upset. Some on the high end for sure, but a bunch on the low end too, and I've not been mad. Catalyzers are fine.
Yeah.
The Vipers are fine. The Thorpes are fine. Like they're all good.
Yep. One of my favorite, the
Lancers.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite frog rods ever, the Invoker.
Yeah. Invoker was great.
Fantastic. So very familiar with the brand. We've also owned almost every gravity reel that exists up through the 5. We didn't go fancy because the 5 kind of broke me. The 5 was
I don't really like the gravity series for the price. The price doesn't.
Yeah, if they were $20 less than they are,
so
we wouldn't be saying what we're saying.
No, somebody call it Zebco Rhinos. They look great. They look like an ugly stick that doesn't have the super soft tip. It has real action, which I like a lot.
Yeah, no fire.
I haven't used it though, so I can't really say that. Luz does a pretty good job, man. I mean, OG just called it out. But you have to be really careful about those. So like some of the American Classic is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and you can almost always get them on sale. So that's really good. I don't like all of their mid-range stuff personally, and I don't know that their high-end stuff's worth the money in every case.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of the Mach series. I can tell you that much. I've owned
I would go
3 of them.
route.
Paul has owned 3 of them. They are way too overpriced. The Mach series. They're definitely not budget. It's not even a part of this conversation.
No, it's not even. It's not at all.
They are not that great, and for $200+, like
personally, not for me. And honestly, the Mach Smash. A lot of people.
You had a Smash. You had the original.
I wouldn't. I would definitely go with Cast King over that. That's just my personal opinion, though.
It's fine. Fit and finish is kind of where they win, but the problem is if you look closer, the fit and
once
finish.
You fish it, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't. It's soft. So let's talk about some. I think Shimano always has a good budget option for you. Now it's not super budget.
A spinning side. On the casting side, they lost it, man. Like the Caius is the price of the previous price of the SLX, which sucks because you're giving up so much. The Caius is fine, but at $92, I can get so many other reels that are better for less.
Yeah.
But on the spinning side, solid. There's so many good options on the spinning side.
Same with Daiwa.
Daiwa also has a ton of great options on the spinning side. So if it's
hate their budget bait casters. I do not like their budget bait.
Both of those brands, their budget bait casters, in our opinion, not good. But the Arid X, the Arid series is like the only one.
That one's good.
But it's at $100.
Like yeah,
but all the CR80s and stuff, like, dude,
don't buy those. But the spinning side, with the Regal and all those, like they're good. I like all of those.
Yeah. And then on for the rod side, spinning and bait casting, Shimano the Celis at $60-$70. It's a solid value. It's very good rod. It's very
and
good
the Arid is really good. It's really good for the money. And it's
same around that price.
It's a higher quality material. You could tell they get the thinner blanks. They're still sensitive, good action.
A little whippy. But
you can go up. You can just go up in action.
Yes, just go up in action by one.
Some OG just called out the other one I was going to say, which is PC Fun. Look, PC Fun, I think you got to be careful with. I think there's 2 or 3 models that are very, very good. So the Alloy is the one that we called. The Alloy M is the one we called out. Really, really good. I like that one. I don't like to go too far outside of that. I had one in my head and I just lost it. I was going to say it and I lost it. 13 fishing rods. The Defy series, the Defy, I just haven't used them. The Defy series is awesome. And what was the new series that they just relaunched? Was it the Defy again? Which one did we look at? The black and green?
Redid the Defy. Oh, I don't remember.
Which one was it? Because that was, dude, the pricing on them was awesome.
It sure was. We're not talking about the Enzo. That was $150, but it does look pretty good.
No, the Enzo's fine, but it's not budget.
Well, it's not coming up on their website, so that's helpful.
It's coming up on Rapala.
Great.
Shark Myth Oath. Hold on.
What? Yeah. Shark Myth?
No, they have a couple of different.
Let's go.
Is it the
We did get the Jinx last year.
The Jinx
late.
was great.
The Jinx is $80.
It was fine.
That's
nothing wrong
very
with it
good
at all. Yeah, the Jinx is $80. I do highly recommend the Jinx, actually.
Absolutely.
Was it the Oath that was in black and green?
I don't know. It's probably on the
I'm on their website. I don't think it was the Oath. But
they did drop some new reels that we're definitely gonna have to get our hands on for sure.
It's the Defy. Shift. I think it's the Defy.
They have the Shift, the Slate for reels. So those are in the $100 to $80 to $100 range.
Defy is $66.
Yeah, and it's very good.
Yeah, and they still have all their custom designed reel seats, which again, you don't pay for the design. I've always loved that about 13 Fishing. I'm a nerd, man. I like those. And the Omen Black Series was elite, and they had like 25 actions. They were so good, dude. So for me, 13 Fishing on the rod, not on the reel side, on the rod side, absolutely, for sure. But the people who do combos the best, I think Luz actually does a good job with the combos. I think combo side they do a really good job. And then Fluger, you can get a free rod.
Yeah, well, you get the President Series, President XT.
They're still not the XT. They're a little more expensive, but if you're getting a free rod, I'm kind of down. You can't beat casking on the combo side.
I think the standard Fluger President's $100 for the combo, isn't it?
That's all. That's what I'm saying.
130 maybe,
but not the XT. I think the XT is 150.
Great question. So glad you asked. Let's confirm it. 120 for the President combo.
That's a great deal.
That's a good freaking deal.
Now I've used those. They're not like the best, but dude, they're pretty freaking good. They're not bad at all.
They're plenty, man. If you want to just putz around at the lake,
I
200 for the XT.
So that's what. Yeah, exactly. No, I like the XT. Don't get me wrong. I like the XT. I used it. And I enjoyed it. The bait casting and spinning regular were awesome.
Bamboo cane poles, very budget friendly. Tenkara fishing, very budget friendly.
Can be. I don't. So I know the budget angler called out the Handing M1. I personally
didn't like the M1.
I didn't like those. We liked them when we first got them, and I was kind of impressed with the fit and finish. But if you fish it for a little while, I was like, dude, I don't know. I can't do this anymore.
No, they aren't as cheap as they started, but they're certainly cheap. Not a fan. Definitely go up in action. There's a lot of reel seat flex that you will get with those. They get grindy really fast. Just our personal opinion. I think there's better options for the price. Yeah, for a little bit above that.
And then the Suya Gang, the Seguya Gang, however you say it.
That was one of the first. I got the first BFS route I got was.
And the action was horrific.
Yeah, it was, and they used foam instead of cork. But they make it look like cork.
No, I can't get behind that either. I think you're just going cheap, and I think that's unfortunate. Yeah. Those are some of my picks. Like I think,
but I haven't tested that reel that AB Carry On was.
No, I know. I'm not. I'm just saying in general, as far as like a brand goes, I don't have a lot of trust there. So
right. Well, and that's the thing. Like when we say trust, what we're talking about is our personal experience with several different models across rods and reels, spinning and bait casting. We've bought them all. We've picked them up. We've had them sent to us. We've used them. And that's our experience. So if our experience was negative, that means it's going to take away from my ability to trust that company. That's all we're saying. And like maybe you've had an amazing experience, and we can also learn from that, because if I have a bad experience and Paul has a good experience, that's a 50-50 split, which means trust is fairly low, right? Yeah. Like it worked for one, didn't work for the other. That's bad.
And it's the track record.
Yeah.
Casting, striking, lose. Daiwa, Shimano, they each have a different track record of offering value in different ways and also overcharging, right? Yeah. So there's this, you got to walk a fine line. So those are some brands that I think you can get away with. Now let's talk about kayaks. For me, I think Wilderness Systems always has delivered value.
Yeah. So many sales. Everything is always on sale. Like we've always
a lot of rec options.
Yeah, tons of rec options, but like even their accessories, their wheels, their tackle crate, we're like, dude, don't ever buy that at full MSRP price, because
No,
you will get it on
you
sale
swindled
at some
yourself for
point.
no reason.
Exactly. So Wilde's a great place to look. We're going to test out, I can't say right now, but we're going to test out Lifetime kayaks. A lot of people say a lot of good things about them. The Manta is $5.99 at Sam's Club. It looks stable. Everybody says it is. I have not personally used it, but we are going to test out one of their newer kayaks coming out. So remains. We'll come back.
Yeah, I'm in on some of those. I just think you have to know what you are losing for the price. And to me, I'm going Wilderness Systems because you're going to pay slightly more than the Lifetime. I think you get a lot more for that extra money, though, in terms of features.
Yeah.
If you know how to shop, I don't think that Old Town is always the cheapest, but I will say they're probably one of the best used kayaks that you could possibly buy.
Because they last forever. So
they are tankish and they're simple.
A Sportsman or, a Sportsman, a PDL, like any of those are going to be great. So go pick up an old 106 or 120 PDL or just standard paddle. You cannot go wrong with that. You could probably get some decent autopilot pricing. That's not budget, but you can probably get it on a good sale. They're the Minn Kota, not the Spot Lock one. What's the other one that just has the Minn Kota in it? MK, yeah, that makes sense. Great. MK, so I think it's a 106. Like you can probably get that on a decent sale. So those are great. Those can be a good option. There are really many budget options that we need more testing on, one of which is the Pelican Catch mode. So I don't really want to comment on this just because we used basically a store trash demo version that Steve had out back that's been outside for years. I think 3 or 4 years, he said. I tested that one. It was full of bugs and stuff. It was gross. But we are going to get a clean, fresh one in the Venom color, which is like a bright green camo. So we will have that soon, and we can comment back on that. Right now, I don't have anything to say about that.
But Wilderness Systems in general, good quality, not the best kayak in the world, but always at a good value.
No,
and I think the values, the price is definitely at a good price point.
Yeah, I don't know why I just said nope. I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was looking at something else. I was like, nope. Anyway, I agree with that.
And then I would say again, Old Town, and then I think Crescent actually delivers a lot of value because they're a paddle centric brand, and you do get really quality materials. You get really thick quality plastic.
If you're okay with spending the money or getting a wreck kayak,
I think if you're getting a wreck, that's my point was, if you need a throw and go and you need a recreational kayak that you can fish out of, if you're okay with paddling, again, there's a lot to be said for that. Bonafide, oddly enough,
RS-117.
The RS-117 is a great deal.
Great.
Okay. Like you get 1,000 or less. You get quality materials. You get a decent seat. They don't make you pay for the front hatch. You do have the 4-bolt pattern. I think it's hard to be mad about that.
It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. We also talked about real yaks. Like I feel like for the person who needs a modular kayak, it's a great solution. And having used one, they work. They straight up work. So, and you have a ton of track for what you pay for it. Granted, it's like that kind of cheaper track, but it functions just fine. You take the end caps off, you can use any standard stuff with it. It's fine. Budget Angler says vibe.
That's
right?
What I was gonna say.
I've never used the Sea Ghost, which is like their go-to budget paddle only or potentially motorized type option. So I can't comment on that, but we have used multiple other models. The Shearwater was fine. The Makana was fine.
The Makana is like the ultimate pond hopper, and the price is really good. You give
in mind it's
some materials.
It's a pedal kayak. You gotta throw that in there.
But you could. It's
a good price for a pedal kayak.
Such a good price.
Yes,
it's such a good price.
Yes.
And I personally, what's the upgraded one? The one you were in most of the time when we were out west.
The Shearwater.
I think the Shearwater is a banger. I think you
can get it without the pedal drive.
Exactly. I think without the pedal drive, I think what you end up with is a knockoff Bonafide. And it's just
the SS-127.
It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. Now, Bonafide, we go back to Bonafide. We go back to the used market. The used SS127 is king. Used SS127 is a great deal. Unbelievable deal.
Even these days, PWRs are going to be more and more available.
Sure, as long as they're not beat up. I think they get beat on quite a bit. But
yeah, they're efficient machines.
Yeah, I think the other one too, Debo's here talking about it, is the Native Slayer. The Native Slayer is now, I'm using air quotes, old. Dude, that thing was way ahead of its time. There were a bunch of them out there. And I think there's a lot of people out there that, and they hold up. Dude, they're awesome. They're awesome.
Definitely solid. While the budget anglers throwing this out here, we are testing Kajo kayaks next Wednesday, y'all. So if anybody was ever interested in hearing how those perform, we're gonna do a video. So we will be at Water Dog Outfitters in beautiful Whitehall, Michigan, and we're gonna hit the river spot right there, and we are allegedly taking all of the models they have out, or at least one size of each model. I don't really need the 10 and the 12 of everything, but yeah, we're gonna test out like the Outpost and like their inflatable and like all those basic ones. We'll get those on the water, and we'll get a video on that very soon. There you go.
Yeah.
Anything else on kayaks? I mean, I feel like we covered the spectrum.
Who else does a good? I'm trying to think of who else does a good budget model. I know one that's coming soon that we can't talk about.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to stay tuned on that one that we can't talk about. That'll be out in the future. That maybe will be a part of testing and stuff. I don't know. But anyways, there's other ones coming. How about that? Beyond that, did we cover all our categories?
Yes, we did.
Sweet. Somebody did ask about line. AB Carry On. Budget lines, braid, copolymer, and mono. Dude, I wish I could say soft steel because we were getting it for free for so long. And I don't mean for free as in they just gave it to us. I mean, it was basically free. It was like 70% off. But that company no longer exists. So that's a bummer. We're not huge line nerds, but for right now, like Casking Hammer braid is great and cheap. And also they have
Covert is awesome.
Inexpensive, good fluorocarbon line, and they have a cheap copolymer as well. The Bill Dance copolymer.
I don't really use cheap line anymore, and there's not really a lot of cheap line out there. Beyond Braid was always a good deal, but it's not phenomenal anymore.
It's not cheap at all.
No, it's not cheap at all. Power Pro is the quintessential, but I always find it to be too stiff, and I don't like it. And I do not like to use it, but the average angler probably doesn't care that much, so that's a good option. I keep going back to Daiwa J-Braid. It is my favorite, and it's the one that I gravitate towards all the time.
Yeah.
But I've used the Casking Hammer for the last year straight. It's definitely better than Power Pro. Definitely better than Power Pro. It's not as good as J-Braid, but not much is. And it sucks the casking lines out of stock quite a bit. But dude, when you can find it, it's cheap, and they're honestly giving it away with all the reels. Like right now,
the LTI I think still comes. Did you know that the LTI was coming with a for a while? I didn't know that.
Wait,
I added it to my cart to test our code to make sure it was working, and I provided with Patriot. Oh, cool. Very nice. Anyways, yeah, they're long now. Pretty expensive. Try to get them.
Jeff is. I think you went robot there for a minute. I have no. I heard that you tried to use our code on casking, and then I lost you.
Now? Am I still a robot?
Still roboting.
Oh my god! Awesome. All right.
Maybe back.
Carry on with the show.
We might be back. So what did you try and do?
Am I a robot?
No, not right now.
Yay. Why is my internet a problem? My internet has never been a problem. This is BS. Whatever. I added an ALTI to the card on Casking.
Yeah.
And I used our code. I was just testing the code to make sure it worked. And I was auto added a patriotic pillow. Like it was like
What?
an American flag pillow with an eagle on it.
Okay.
I didn't know that they were doing that promo, but originally it was just line, like they had hammer braid included with it. So
which was sick. I'll take that all day. And I do like their covert. I use their line all the time. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Good
Honestly, braid for me comes down to what's on sale. Decent brand, find it on sale. I don't know.
We're not line nerds.
I don't know of any lines that I would say are like always cheap or like good budget. So not sure.
So there you go. Now we got to go into our slow rolling thunder in a minute, but I think the last thing we wanted to hit on the show is watch out for fibbers and liars on the internet. So here's the thing. We've had a storied history with Temu. Right? Am I wrong?
No, right.
Here's the big thing about Temu and Alibaba and all of those, like basically Chinese sites where you can get extremely discounted stuff, and like absolutely you can. There is gold amongst fool's gold. So there's a lot of stuff on there that is good if you know what you're looking for. So you have to be a very savvy Temu shopper. And if you are not, you're likely going to buy 10 things, hate 8 of them, and like 2 of them, right? So that's a big thing. If you know somebody who has a link or whatever, and like they can send you a direct link to the right store to get the right thing for you, that's great. That's like a safe way to do it. I also don't love that you have to use the app. You have to give them all your contact info, and then they blast you. And I mean,
it's gonna rain.
Absolutely spam the crap.
It's spamming sideways.
It's so bad, man. It's so bad.
Yeah.
So I do not recommend shopping there at all. But yeah, once again, if you know somebody who knows a link that like gets you the direct product you want, super cool, right? Yeah, AliExpress, honestly, better than Temu. But like again, if you have AliExpress and like you know the exact manufacturer to pick up said product from, great. If you don't, do not shop there. Like, just don't. Why would you? Right? I get it. We all want to save money, but like, be smart.
Not that bad, because you're not saving money when it just blows up in your face.
Again, if you have to buy 10 to have 2 of them work, I'm sorry, but that's even if they're $1, $2, $3 a piece, like you've just wasted so much.
I agree.
It's a little bit silly. So anyways, that, and on top of that, the fact that a lot of their stores now are just purely using AI. They're showing products that are not the actual product itself. Kayaks are a big part of that. There was a company that went to ICAST this year, and they had the finished product, but they chose to use AI images, so you couldn't tell what the actual product was from those pictures. It was off size and everything. It was horrible. And then even worse, they're now using video generated AI, and it shows a product, quote unquote, working with a quote unquote real person, but it's not actually real, and that's not how the product actually works. So that's a problem. Like at this point, you've got falsified advertising, and that is not cool. So yeah. OG says, you mean my LiveScope 44 for $299 is not legit? Correct. It's not legit. Yeah, that's a problem. So anyways, don't do that. Or if you're gonna, I guess, be very, very smart about it so that you don't get messed up. Cool. All right. Anyways, what else you got, Paul?
I don't really know of that many brands that I feel like you can't trust. I feel like, though, I will say, like, I don't trust Berkeley.
You don't trust them at all?
When it comes to offering me a deal.
That's a hot take.
I don't feel like they're
a deal.
Yeah, like when it comes to like getting stuff that I know is going to be cheap, I don't have faith that I'm getting cheap.
Like, what of their cheap products are you talking about?
Like, I know that some of their crankbaits will be a good deal. I feel like the plastics, I don't think I'm getting a deal at all.
Okay. Like, it won't hold up long enough.
No, like it's just not going to be a value. Like if they offer me a pack, I'll be like, there's another $2 there that you could have given me that you're not giving me.
Oh, yeah. Clearance.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's not going to happen. Same with like even Daiwa and Shimano. I feel like sometimes they definitely do it, but it's like very select. And the rest of the time, I feel like there's a lot of marketing built in there that like I'm paying
Yeah.
for, especially on like the bait side,
Yeah.
but definitely on the rod and reel side too.
I still have so many spools of big game line, like the budget angler. I hear you, dude.
Yeah.
I have that. I actually, here's what I use my big game line for. My wife is a teacher. She teaches 7th and 8th grade, and she wanted to hang kids' projects from the ceiling. So I tied 100 like 1 foot strands of big game line to paper clips, like one paper clip on either side, so it goes up into the drop ceiling, and then they can clip their projects to the other paper clip. Still up in her classroom, still using it to this day. So big game line, let's go, brother. Fantastic stuff. Also, we never talked about evolution for some reason. I feel like evolution for overbuilt quality stuff,
I think it's more of a value.
I don't think we can say budget. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Like, I think it is more value. Not quite budget, but firmly in the value area.
They own it
and like outdoes everybody.
I think per dollar you don't get more.
No. If you want something overbuilt to heck, but not like $50 like a live fishing box, then you can get a $25 ballistics box. And you can still run it over, dude.
If you buy this 3,600 box, it will last you forever. It will perform extremely well, and this is all you need.
And you can run it over if you really like doing that.
If you're into that thing. Oh, and by the way, they just posted this. We weren't allowed to talk about it. IPX7 waterproof.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So like they went and got a third-party certification that proves the waterproof rating. They're the first ones to do it on the tackle box side.
Yeah, somehow nobody else has done the IP rating.
Well, they just didn't take the time to do it, but Evolution did.
Yeah, because you do have to submit it to a lab, and it goes through a whole bunch of testing. And it takes
like getting like for watches. If you want to be, you want to be a dive watch, you can't even market yourself as a dive watch if you don't pass like a very specific set of tests, but done by a third party. And there's that's the same thing. And they were like, "Ooh, I didn't. It's hard to get this rating. I want to make sure that we get it," and they did get it.
Yeah.
But like, if you buy one of these terminal boxes and you buy one of those tackle boxes, you're done. I just loaded this one up, actually, one of these, and I was like, holy crap, dude. Look, this is lit.
Yeah. They're pretty freaking rad. I can't recommend them enough.
No.
So there you go. But not quite budget.
No, I don't think so. No.
No. Yeah, everybody else, like, tons of cheap boxes exist. They usually come with bags and all that. So
they do have their free boxes that you get. I use those all the time. If you're not in a boat, I use them for bank fishing. If you're using them for bank fishing, you'll love it.
They are totally fine. I was trying to pull this up. Hang on. I gotta call the boys out. There it is. IPX7 waterproof.
Yeah.
So everybody else is like, that's what you said. I just wanted to show it. Everybody's like, we're the most waterproof box. This is actually the most waterproof box officially. So eat your heart out, other guys. All right. That's all I got. I think we covered a lot of budget stuff. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. That's really, Paul and I decided years ago, like what we really wanted to do. And this is why we're kind of driving ourselves back towards budget stuff is we wanted to be, a pillar for you guys to test everything out and let you know what we feel was actually like worth your money or not, so that you don't end up spending your money on things that suck. Like bottom line, that's what we're here to do. And we need to do that at all price points that we possibly can. So yes, we will have more budget kayaks, more budget reels, combos, rods, gear, you name it. We're going more into that as well.
And if you want to see our ratings on all this stuff and see what we really think, you can go over to outdoorgearnerds.com, our new website, and it is a gear comparison site. So we are slowly building out all of the different reviews. And then you can see a video on all the products as well. So if you click on a product, such as one of these tackle bags, it'll take you to this individual product. You'll see a video right there. You get the score 8.4 out of 10, and then how we came to that rating. So you can look at value, durability, performance, design, each of our ratings, and then the total overall score out of 10, the pros and cons. And if you want to buy it, you can support us by clicking that link, and it'll take you to either the company's website or wherever they're selling it. And then we get a little kickback when you purchase from that link. So everybody wins. And you can go down the rabbit hole and look at, we're trying to provide all the top options. So if it's a tackle bag, there should be at least 3 options there. And their 3 most comparable options are ones that we've used. We have Time on the Water West, these crazy guys, wild and crazy guys.
Wild and crazy guys.
You get all of that on the website. So you can kind of go down the rabbit hole and do some shopping and some comparisons.
Huzzah. All right. Hopefully, again, that is helpful for you guys. It is not a full website yet. There's 250 products on there, I think, right now. So we're continuously going to be adding to that.
Lots of kayaks. That is for sure on there, though. Like, it is loaded for kayaks and inflatables.
Kayaks, inflatables, and storage, I think, are the most the biggest categories that we filled. And then, yeah, we're going to continuously add to it. So stay tuned. There'll be a lot more. And hopefully it becomes a giant resource for everyone. All right. Let's do some slow rolling thunder on our way out of here, shall we?
All right. If you could force every kayak company to do one thing, make one big change, or do one thing, whether it's their design, pricing, whatever, what would you ask and make every single kayak company all do?
Oh, man. I know what yours is.
Already?
Do you know what mine is? Yours is dry storage.
It is. I know and it's not, and it doesn't have to be big. It just has to be enough for wallet, phone, keys.
Yeah, and it's just in the hull instead of the circle hatch with the little net, because those are not that watertight.
All that.
It's the ones that come in the Old Town pedal drive, but that should be like under the seat or on the side of the seat or something. On the side of the seat in the gunnel would be actually.
That's the best. That's
pretty clutch spot.
But anywhere. I don't care. It could be on the floor. I don't care. It can pop out from the side. I don't care. It has to be there. I cannot believe that it's just not there. It has to be there.
There's so many things that I would love to see. Most of all, on sit on top fishing kayaks, I would love 4 things. One, I would like the the bow mount bolt pattern needs to be the standardized quick release bolt pattern, not some awkward stuff that where you force me to buy another plate. That sucks. I should be able to just get the quick release puck for my Minn Kota Tarova, pop it on the front. Period. It should also be straightforward. Number 2, you need to have center mounted stern 4-bolt pattern on the back so I can add a rear motor if I want to. It also needs to not encounter a rudder. So number 3, I would like that rudder to be tucked in underneath, and it needs to be able to go into the hull so that it does not get damaged when I lift the hull up. That is a huge thing for me. And then number 4, I would say, is somebody called it out. I would love all seats to just have 4 bolts. Why do we have seats that just sit on stuff? Like track, okay, but when a seat post is just sitting on plastic, and then I, a 225-pound man, am then sitting on that seat on that plastic, and it also doesn't sit evenly, I'm gonna break it. So yeah, I would like to not deform my very expensive kayak or cheap kayak, even $1,000 kayak. That's $1,000. And I shouldn't be deforming that. So it needs to have 4 bolts or a track like many have now, where I can slide the seat forward and back, and that track is reinforced. It's also mounted to the hull with brass inserts. And yeah, that's what I want. So all kayak companies do that, please. That'd be great. Oh, this is a good one. Give me back my tariff prices, please. Dude. Number 5, bro, you did it. Peel it back. Peel it back.
I wish one company would just do it just to embarrass all the other ones.
Yeah, dude. What are we talking about here? Give me that. You just passed it on to your consumer. Okay, you did that for now 4 or 5 years.
I get it. It's not like they made a choice. They didn't have a choice. They had to do it. But you did have a choice when they got rolled back.
Peel it back.
I saw you.
Jerks.
I know what you did. Seen it. All right. Yeah. Next question. Last question.
Okay.
What is your favorite combo that you're fishing right now?
My favorite combo? The Asagi Blade Runner with the ALTI from Cascade.
The Blade Runner.
The Blade Runner. It's a medium fast. Medium powered fast action. Yeah. It's sick. I freaking love it. I fish everything on it. Yeah. It's technique specific, but I fish everything on it. I don't give a toot. Dude, that's also the Urchin rig rod for me right now. That or the Royal Legend Pro combo, the jig combo.
I knew you were going to say that. And that's why I asked the question. Yeah. So my favorite that I'm fishing right now is the Asagi getting jiggy with it.
Getting jiggy with it.
The getting jiggy jig rod with the ALTI.
Yeah, it's a fun combo. It just does everything.
It's stupid fun.
Yep.
It's stupid durable. I remember when the Soggy came out, I was like, meh. I feel stupid.
I wish we had the frog one, man, and like they're all out of stock, but it's a great rod. There's like 4 models left in stock. If you guys,
it's such a good rod.
$140, go check them out. Not budget, but go check them out. They're very
god
good
dang,
rods.
It's so good. It's reliable, good action. I love that rod. I would be thrilled to just fish that forever.
100%. You want to know what combo I wish I was fishing more right now that is embarrassing to stay on the shelf is my Corrado paired with a no, it's on the Cash and Icon.
Yeah, I know. Icon, the Icon Stella that went down into the river.
Oh yeah, you lost your
is still
Stella or Stratic? I think it was a Stratic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Stratic.
Yeah, my Stratic with my the medium light Stratic on the the Gray Lakes Finesse medium light. That combo is one of my favorites.
I'm still pissed about that. I would love to get the Icon. I could fish forever. It's such a nice rod. Bougie at 250, but dude, oh, it's good. Yeah, so my Tatula, the new Tatula bass rod with the Corrado, is also sitting, and I just don't touch it.
I know. I also have the Tatula freshwater with my Tatula reel, the SVTW from like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's also a freaking sick combo. Dang it.
I got a bunch of really nice combos sitting. I have there's a Corrado DC right here, the SLX XT DC right here, a Tatula 100 right here, and a bunch of other nice reels. They just don't get used. I just use the Royal Legend.
You know what's been one of my most fun combos that is budget this year? The Royal Legend Patriot frogging stick.
Yeah.
It's the frog combo. I have been blasting them on it. It's freaking fun.
And you know what? The Iridex combo does get a lot of play. Gets a lot of play. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's one of those things where ever since I got the Cash and Element series, I was like, I don't actually need anything else. This is great.
I would fish Element Z2s for
all my rods full time, and I wouldn't even really. I don't care.
Nope, they're pretty sick. Now they're 140 though. It's like
they're 130, 130. I was like, dude, holy crap! Yeah, they're still awesome, dude. They're great. Can't stop, won't stop.
Too bad. All right. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. It's been fun hanging out with y'all tonight. We'll be back again next week with another show. Keep in mind, members, August 11th is only a couple weeks away. We got a members only for you guys, and we'll do some giveaways on that. We've also got some guests that I'm trying to line up right now. We still owe you guys a apology video for Greg Blanchard on our behalf. We got to get Greg back on the show. Or on the show in the first place. And then we bumped into Joe Oceanside over at iCast and messaging him right now, trying to get a Wednesday that works. If you guys haven't followed him before, go check him out. He does a lot of small boat and jet ski builds, all DIY. He's really good at it. He's got this one jet ski fishing machine that kind of outdoes that Sea-Doo jet ski fishing machine that they came out with. That's
which, by the way, fishing
25 grand,
especially saltwater.
Yeah,
so cool, so fun. Cool. I've done it quite a few times in freshwater. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Love to have him on, just talking about anything from smaller budget builds up to a lot of the fun stuff that he does, because he does do a lot of budget builds too. So that would be a fun episode for sure. But anyways, tonight was fun, and we love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. That's all we got, and go check out our merch. Go to Oshigan collection. Go do the aggressively averaging.
Go flip around a little bit. Find out.
Maybe, or if you're a nerd, get the Nedrig Nerd. Let us know what you like there, and maybe pick them up. All right, that's all we got. Chaz, time to leave. Take us out. All right.